I couldn't do sales though, you know. I couldn't do a sales job still. Because I'm somebody like, it's like, when you've said like, no, or like, you're not on it. If I get an indication you're not on it, it's like, fam. I'm not gonna push through the uncomfortableness.
What you say? So be like, oh, do you want this now? Be like, you just.
I remember I used to do street fundraising. Yeah, funnily enough, like that was my first ever job.
Really?
It was Battersea Cats and Dogs Home.
Oh, wow.
Bro,
So we'd be on the street, yeah, you'd be like, alright, are you a cat or a dog lover? That's like the first like intro line or whatever. But anytime like speaking to somebody or trying to stop someone, and I get like any inkling that is like they're not really, it's just like, it's actually fine.
Yeah.
It's actually fine.
I feel like those two type of people have to be passionate.
Yeah, man.
And determined
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
talk to someone. Because me, I'm the same. If you don't want to talk, like, okay.
And they've got me to sign up once.
Oh, really?
Once. They got me to sign
Do you remember what it's for?
What was mad is that it wasn't actually it was Tear Fund. It was like a charity, like, and I remember I was walking, they were like, oh, like, by any chance are you a Christian?
That's how they can get you.
Yeah,
You know the other time one guy you stop, he's like, oh, you're Nigerian. You know the opening line, like, that's how they can familiarity.
So I've seen something about the psychology behind that, yeah. You ask them something that if they agree to, yeah, afterwards, if they don't then follow what you're telling them to do, yeah, they feel like they're betraying you, basically, innit? So, like, for example, it's like an interrogation tactic, basically, innit? So, for example, let's say you're about to interrogate someone, you'd be like, listen, like, we all just want to get this over and done with, and everyone go home, like, quite quickly, right? So, we're just going to ask you some questions, whatever, or however you say it.
Yeah.
As soon as the person says yes to that first thing, that
like
means
you in
everything
there,
else after that,
got
you've got to be complying with what we're asking you, basically, innit? So otherwise they'll do the whole moral high ground of, I thought we had an understanding here, and
that doesn't faze me. I'll be like, okay, what did you say? And then they'll say, I'm like, nah, actually, I'm not interested. Or have you got a website that I can check out? You know what? I don't know if it's like paranoia, but I'm always like, what exactly am I actually signing up for? Because I know you're telling me this stuff now, but because like I can't physically see what's I don't know who you. Like, I'm just giving you my bank details to be paying something every month. Like, give me a website. I can go away. I can check it out, do my own research, and then decide what I want to do. And they hate that. They hate that.
Do you know what it is? When they came to my house the other day, Battersea Dogs and Cats Home, it was like some young people, innit?
Yeah.
Like, so I was like,
you thought kind of bad.
Let me like. I'm not doing this necessarily, which is going to sound bad. I'm not necessarily doing this for the dogs and cats, but I'm doing it for you. Because you're here knocking door to door and that. Come on, let me just, you know what I mean, try it.
Since I've done it, like, I empathise for a period a lot with them, innit?
Yeah, for a period.
And I said for a period specifically because, like, fam,
wore out.
certain times it's just like, brother, like, you know, you're not allowed to follow somebody like past 3 steps. So like, when you learn,
they be following.
they follow you all the way. Like, there's certain times like they'll be like, oh yeah, like we can go. I haven't got cash is like a main thing, innit? Do you know what I mean? You say that. But then you have something they call objection responses. So you haven't got cash. Cool, yeah, we can follow you to the cash point or whatever. When you followed me cash point. When you followed me cash point. And that was at the point where it was like, but from this day forth,
did they get your consent to do that?
None of you again. Consent to follow me cash point?
Well, he said, well, we can follow you to the cash point. And he's like, cool.
Yeah, but you know, like,
but
it's
all they be telling you.
It's all like, do you know what I mean? It's all like,
all these horror films,
and all of that sort of stuff.
in.
Let's be very like, no, I ain't got time right now. That's what my thing is. If I actually ain't got time and I don't want to, sorry right now, I can't even.
My thing is like, can't they like read body language?
But
because I'd be doing everything to try and show that please don't try
to.
I'm not the one. I'm not signing up. Like, just save yourself the time.
I hear it.
And go to someone who's a bit more open. But it's like they just dismiss all of that and just be like, excuse me.
Do you know what it is? I can't even lie to you lot, and I'm not saying everyone's like this, but when I used to do sales, the thing that would, because again, it gets a bit mundane, innit? So what would actually get man, like, or entertain man a little bit is trying to approach people that are trying to show that they're closed. Or, you know, like, for example, there was a time when I was doing windows and doors on the phone. This is like time ago, And I remember like someone was like trying to politely decline in it, but I just kept staying on the phone. I was like, I just tried to chat to him about other stuff in it, just to and then get back around to it, And I could tell when it started to annoy him, innit? But I just stayed on the phone. So he would. He actually started to bubble up. I was like, mate, like, But yeah, one time they got me bad though. They got me outside a Shell petrol station, innit? And I'm just imagine I'm walking or whatever, and it's a long day. I just come to put petrol in the car or whatever, and there's like 2 girls outside, and one of them I can't even remember what she said. She just dashed man a compliment, And I was like,
That's how they get.
I was at a fix, man. I was like, you sucker. When I came outside, then she was like, oh yeah, do you mind if I just take that? Luckily, again, it was better to see dogs and cats. I was like, no, I've already signed up.
They go hard for their cats and dogs. They don't play about their cats and dogs.
For some people, it's like children still.
Yeah.
Their pets are like their children. So when you stop and you speak to somebody who's actually like very much, they'll 100% give bread.
No, 100.
You know what's so funny as well? You know how Bridget Joe is there? So I started with him, and he's like, he was getting more sign-ups than me. And I was so finished, because he's a lot more like, I'm quite chilled, innit? And quite like, to myself or whatever. But he's more than that than me. And he was getting sign-ups. I was so annoyed. He was getting bare sign-ups.
Do you know what it is? You just got to know which kind of people are going to be open to these things. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially like, where was you doing it? In the big shopping centre?
No, on the road still. So like, it would be like, so we went to like, went to like Wimbledon, like train stations. Yeah. I went to Ealing one time.
Outside train station is one of the most unlikely places
everyone's going somewhere.
Ever sign up.
Literally, everyone's on a mission to just get to where they need to get to.
Absolutely. What? Outside any train station, even going home, there's no way I'm stopping.
Yeah.
But what I do think is that a lot of them should transition into sales.
What do you mean?
Like, so they actually have the gift of the gab. So like, if they're stopping you, like, it's like, right, like, they can actually patent someone who doesn't want to do it at all. But they should do some sort of transition into like the sales sort of world, because you're actually good with your words and what you're doing here. So
I can't lie. I think sales is one of the top skills out there. You know, I feel like if you can sell, then really and truly, like, you should never not have bread. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Because you can sell anything. Like, remember that day we was talking about this, and it was like, right, let's say you bought this for £2. and you want to sell it to someone for £10, bro, if you got the gift of the gab, you can do that. You get what I'm saying? It's a commodity. So fairs.
You'd be really good at pitches and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, get you in the boardroom to like pitch anything.
Yeah, 100%.
But to be fair, that's even how certain churches get you. They're good sales.
It's true.
They're good at selling that.
The best evangelists know how to talk. They know what to say.
They're actually good at selling.
Yeah.
Do you not think, and obviously I don't know everyone's thing, you might have, but do you think you can be sold into going to like, not I don't say a cult, because it's too harsh.
Because now you already know what it is.
It's too deep in it. Do you know what I mean? But do you feel like at any point in life you could be sold and get into like one of these? What's another word? What's the step?
Controversial. Kind of like,
what's the step up for? It's not a cult.
Group.
Yeah, maybe a group.
But a group.
Yeah.
You think you lot can be at any point in life have been twanged into it?
No.
I think the stage where
everyone's just strong-minded.
I already have really strong-minded like views and stuff. So I remember one time I got stopped outside of Westfield in Shepherd's Bush. I was literally walking to the station, and there was 3 women. 2 of them were older, one of them was younger, and they came up to me and they're like, "Oh, are you a Christian? Do you believe in Jesus?" I said, yeah, I'm a Christian. I was like, basically like letting them know that I'm already a Christian, so don't waste your time with me. Do your thing. Go save the souls. I'm already saved. It's all good. But she wasn't like stopping, like she was continuing to talk. I was like, oh, okay, so what's going on? Like, what did she, I was interested to see what she wanted to tell me. And then she started talking about how, do I know about Mother God?
Chai.
Wow.
And I said, what? Mother who?
Mother
and then
God.
she literally just went into one, like just saying all this stuff about how, did I know that God was a woman and there's Mother God in the Bible and this, that and the other. And because this is my first time hearing this and she seemed so passionate, I was like, you know what? Let me talk to this person. I was like, so where exactly in the Bible does this say? So then we literally spent like 10 minutes talking to these women, and the older ones were chiming in as well, trying to convince me that there's a Mother God. And obviously in my mind, I'm like, no, this is incorrect. Even what the examples they were bringing from the scriptures, I was like, no, I can see that you're misinterpreting stuff. I don't know where you got this from, but it's not landing the way that you want it to land with me. So I ended up just basically saying to them, like, look, forget this Mother God thing. Just focus on preaching Jesus, because I was.
So you even under
I had to say to them, like, look, I'm not convinced about this whole Mother God thing, but if you're gonna be out here, at least use this time to talk about Jesus, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's gonna bring us salvation. You believing that there's a Mother God or there's no Mother God, it doesn't change anything when it comes to saving souls. Like, use this time to do that. And then she's like, okay, that's fine. I understand that, you know, you don't want to believe, but you can come to our Bible study if you want to. I was like, it's okay.
That's where they bring it. So all that needed to happen, because you had strong views already. Imagine someone who had heard the concept of a mother God.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they were like, they're interested. And then they met those people the day after. They can catch them
100%.
quick. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
100%.
But yeah,
Do you know something mad? I think that's one of the biggest red flags, though. You know when like someone approaches you to evangelize, and you're like, I'm a Christian already, and not in a very surface level way, yeah. Because again, I can understand someone going a step further because it's like, but are you really living for God, for example? Yeah, fair enough.
Hey.
But yeah, if you're like, listen, no, I go to church, I got boom, 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 like, trust me, like, I read my Bible, boom, boom, boom. If you've done all of that, and they're still like, nah, like, there's something else we want to show you. That's when I start thinking,
Yeah. I remember I went to a
Let
church.
me take your number.
I went to a church, and it's funny because it's happened to me twice, yeah. But they were saying, right, if you're not a Christian, come to the front. If when we were younger, you know, when you're young, come to the front.
Did you go?
No, I was a Christian already, innit?
No,
So I was like, oh, no. So I'm there. So then there's a guy walking around. He's like looking at people, kind of thing, in the crowd, like, literally, like, it's like he's spying for people. So then he's going into the rows and talking to people. Like, do you want to go to the front? Do you want to go to the front? So he comes up to me, he says, do you want to go to the front? I'm like, no, I'm a Christian. He said, oh, you're a Christian. Do you speak in tongues? And I was like, huh? What do you mean?
Now, what's you that for?
And I said, I have. He said, well, you really?
See,
I was
now
like,
what?
bro,
No, where do you go from here, though?
I was like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I know I'm a Christian, yeah, but
So move.
I will actually, this whole place, will actually, you're younger as well, you just changed. I was like, but the questioning, I was thinking, fam, calm down.
That's happened to me twice as well, but like more so like on the road, innit? I've spoken about it on here before, like, so, you know, like the intro line could be, oh, if you die today, you get into heaven or hell. I was like, oh, yeah, heaven. Then he was looking at me like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, like, one time I went to heaven, didn't it? Like, and then the second time was like, they were like, oh, you born again? I was like, yeah, I'm born again, yeah. Like, oh, but like, are you really born again? I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, what does it mean to be born? I was kind of like in that moment, I was actually like
irritated,
proper irritated.
Yeah.
Like, and if I had time, yeah, I would have like engaged a bit more in that. Like, why are you like? What makes you kind of think that? Like, why are you asking me that sort of thing?
What irritated you about it, though, by the way?
Because it's as though you don't believe me, because I don't look born again to you.
Fairs.
And so the first one was that, and then the second one was that as well. It's like you don't.
It's like, what is it about my answer that's not convincing?
Yeah, like you go, do you go to church? Yeah, I go to church. Yeah. Are you born again? Yeah. Are you really born again? Yes. Like, what's that? What's move? Leave me alone.
But I guess it happens, man. Do you know what I mean? I think in terms of like the church, especially nowadays, like even the way that we're dressed and stuff like that, I guess traditionally people like that, depending on demographic and that, would expect us to be wearing like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like when you see, have you seen that young street preacher? I think he preaches around like Croydon sides and all that.
Yeah,
kind of
with
stuff.
the headphones.
I think
He's got
so.
headphones, yeah.
Like, you see how he's dressed. I feel like they expect us to be just like basically like suit,
shirt,
or
shirt,
or something. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Shirt, smart trousers.
Yeah. Short
that
sleeve
kind
shirt
of.
is so funny.
short sleeve shirt is jokes. The checker on as well. It's a checker on. It's short.
It's actually summer though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but I hate you. But regardless,
Is this like a male fashion faux pas? Like,
I don't know. But short sleeve shirt and tie. No, you boy.
No, short sleeve shirt and tie is a joke.
No, do
That's
you
a
know what
joke.
actually was it? Short sleeve suit.
Short sleeve suit.
Short sleeve suit.
a short sleeve suit.
You know what it is?
I think the blazer is short.
blazer
sleeve.
short
No, you
sleeve.
must have. You must have.
I've
Uncles
never
run it.
seen that.
You've never. Uncle.
No.
you
There's
know,
that. I said
Uncles
LeBron's got
run
one
it.
where he wore it one time
No.
with the bag and the sunglasses. And
Oh,
he
so
picked it up
I
and
see.
walked off.
Oh yeah.
Short sleeve
It's
suit
a meme.
is too funny still.
Yeah,
That
right.
one.
No, but yeah, no, it's
That
out
was
there.
jokes.
Still. It's out there.
When I hear it, and obviously like evangelizing and stuff like it's very difficult to like street evangelism is a very difficult thing to do, innit? So I like when I see it, it's like, all right, like you lot, like I get it, like you lot are doing well, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, innit? But then I guess it's the whole those sorts of interactions. But then how do you teach somebody how to speak to people and all that sort of stuff? So it's a bit of a one of those topics.
Have you ever done street evangelism?
Funny enough, I have.
Okay.
When I first started going to my church, which was years and years ago, I joined the evangelism team, and there's a part of it where on Fridays they take food down to the Strand, and they will give like homeless people food.
That's good.
Like rice and stuff and chicken that the
Like
church
proper
has
African.
prepared.
Proper food.
Like,
They love it.
yeah.
It's not sandwich.
Like actual cooked food with drinks,
That's kinda
water.
lit.
Yeah, and the homeless people would line up just right opposite the Strand station. and then they play music, and then we do worship literally on the road.
This is Strand, as in West Central.
Yeah. And they'll play music, and then they'll do worship. They'll pray for people. They'll share the gospel. So I used to do that every Friday evening. When I first started going to my church, because before I got to my church, because at the time I left a different church and I was looking for a church to go to, and one of the things that was really strong on my heart was to do evangelism at the time. So when I went to my church and I saw that they had this going on, I was like, okay, I think this is the church for me to go to. So it kind of reaffirmed what I wanted to do and why God brought me to that church. So so I used to do that, and actually one of the times that I was there, I got to evangelize to this young man who was gay, and he basically started coming to my church, and then he gave his life to Jesus, turned his whole life around and stuff. And that was like really like impactful for me, because that really made me grow in my faith as well. Just being able to openly talk to people about Jesus and express it to just random strangers, and even get friendships out of it as well was like such an amazing experience. But it's so funny because when I think about it right now, like, would I do it like now? Would I be in the same frame of mind to do it? I feel like because I'm on social media, it's easy for me to share my beliefs and my faith on socials, but I don't know if I would be the same in person. Like if I was just like, I don't know, at the bus stop and I decided to just like start talking to someone. I don't know if I would still. I don't know. It's like a whole completely different thing now.
Do you feel like when you do talk about it online, do you feel like that's a form of evangelism as well? Or do you feel like
for sure. Okay, for sure. Because I mean, I will share whatever I feel that I want to share. Like I'll be like, sharing the gospel, putting scriptures out there, prayers and stuff like that. So I think, it's because it's part of who I am. It's inevitable for me to talk about it at some point. Even if I'm not one of those people, I might not like share every single day and like make my whole page all about being a Christian, but there will be elements of it that you would see.
Well, I like the fact that the church provided like a space for that. So it's like it's not like
a street party.
It really was. It was music and everything.
It's a vibe sort of thing, and
exactly.
You're coming, and it's like it's not just like we're stopping you on the road to have like that one interaction. It's a lot more like, okay, cool. Here's the space for you to come, and it's you out of your own will you're coming, and it's all right, cool. We can fellowship, we can chill, we can talk and stuff like that. So that's really
I'm all for breaking down them formal barriers, isn't it? Do you get like in terms of like I feel like sometimes where some evangelists get it wrong, and actually I do still feel like there's a space for it, is the whole shock factor thing and you go to heaven or hell and all that kind of stuff if you die today. But I think when you break it down and it's actually like, fellowship, man, let's just chill, let's just vibe. Do you get what I'm saying? It brings down the whole defense, like
Definitely.
kind of barriers and all that kind of stuff, and it just shows people that listen, we're normal people as well.
People,
we like to listen to music and
chill,
we like to eat food, bro. It's not just about fasting, innit? We like to eat good food. I can imagine there will be a couple of times they're like, oh, this rice is a bit spicy.
Literally.
Was there ever a time you were talking to someone and they like kind of spun you with like their views or their thoughts?
No, not really. I don't think I've had that type of interaction before where someone's been like really like anti, like I don't want to talk to you or this, that and the other. But I definitely, something I would definitely still would want to do, like be evangelizing and stuff like that. I really love seeing when people just are like on the bus and they just start talking like just like really loud. And say, if you die today, like literally just randomly, I'll be looking at them like, wow, that is like you are really on fire. Like you don't give a damn. And the thing is, because we live in a society, I think in especially in London, where everyone just minds their business. I feel like you could literally just be sitting on a train and just start talking loudly and just sharing the gospel, and people would just be in their newspapers, on their phones, just minding their business, just let you crack on. Like so, but it takes a lot of courage. Honestly, it takes a lot of courage to do that.
That's how I rate them still.
No, I hear it.
I rate them still.
I think the best time to do it is summer, man.
Yeah, everyone's in a good mood.
The sun's out and that. You get what I'm trying to say? The sun's out.
Pouring down with rain and you're telling me.
If it's pouring down with rain, and you stop me, bro. Like
I saw on TikTok there was like a group out in Wireless.
Oh
yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was amazing.
You know that got a lot of backlash as well, though.
I saw somebody.
There's lots of people saying that, fam. Like, why are you choosing? Like, why you go?
That's not the right place.
Like, it's not the right place.
And
someone's like, what's the right place?
Yeah,
it's true. When it comes down to your soul, and you know, because we could be here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
So where is the right place exactly?
Yeah.
To be honest.
So from that perspective, is a club a right place as well?
What, to go and start?
Do you know what reminds me? What people back in the day? You know, like that big tipper and figures that. What are you doing in West End? What are you doing in West End? Aye, listen. But it's like, do you know what I mean? What's like...
The couple be silly because I can't hear you still.
Like, he loves you.
You can barely see anyone.
Can't see anyone. It's dark. Fam, you got some start whispering in their ear like. Fam,
I mean, unless you're outside the club and as people are coming out at 3 a.m, you're there ready to be like, so I know you've danced and danced and danced.
But have you danced for the Lord?
Have you danced for the Lord recently?
Hey, she's still.
You're coming out. You're gonna smoke it. Do you know so man? I remember one time we was at Brendan's birthday or whatever. I think people would be drinking a little bit or whatever, and then someone was like basically like prophesying afterwards, yeah. Like, and the thing is, yeah. Like, I say that to say, like, sometimes, yeah, depending on where you're at, yeah, and let's say what you've even participated in beforehand, yeah, can then skew what you're trying to do now. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I remember when we talk about it, we like laugh about it because it's kind of like, I don't know if we should be laughing about it, but it's kind of like, fam, like, you're actually a little bit drunk and like you're like prophesying to us. And like, what's like,
it's like
how do you expect us to take this?
Yeah.
And it's almost like what we're talking about when people approach you on the street, yeah, because it's like, you know we're Christians, innit? So you know we have to be receptive to a certain degree, obviously, innit? Like, because you don't let anyone just come and lay their hands on you.
Mother God did that.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, they pray to Mother God on you, bruv. God forbid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like where you're coming out of can have a massive part in terms of how people receive it, innit?
Yeah. I think that's, well, I think I've been fortunate with a lot of places that if I'm talking to like a young boy or one of my brethren, they kind of know me from before as well. So it's easier to have conversations. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, who was it? One of my, like, we're proper tight now. We went at the time. I was like, oh yeah, like, let's chat, man. Let's go and get a drink. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So these times we're talking, and I'm like, yeah, good, but we're like 6 Hennies down each. Do you get me? But I'm like, no, let's really talk, kind of thing, innit? Like, obviously, look, I'm not. Camera, I'm not advising anyone. That's not how to do that. We will. But for us, it made sense, and we were proper talking and proper like reasoning about God. Like, what do you think? Like, talk to me. Like,
do you know what?
Go church, come church, kind of thing. And obviously, I feel like you gotta be wise with who or how or what approach you take in it when you're talking to people. It's not for you don't do certain things with everyone. Do you know what I mean? However, just on that point, where you're coming from plays a big part.
Yeah,
with 100%. How people receive certain things that you're saying.
A couple young boys have approached me in the past, innit, about, and it's so mad, yeah. It's like they've come and they've approached me on a vibe of, oh, bro, I need to chat to you, man. And these times, this is like when man's making my transition and being like, right, you know what, actually, like, it's God in it. Do you get? And like, and then, bro, sometimes the conversations just throw me so far off before I've learned how to deal with it, innit? So like, I remember one time. So he's coming out of uni or whatever, and he's like to man, like, bro, you need to chat to man, boom, boom. I'm like, cool, then I'll come back. I've come back or whatever. I'm like, yo, what you saying, And he's like, bro, like, basically asking me to put him on.
Oh my goodness.
No, and bro, this is outside church. This is outside church. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, bro, like, what do you mean?
Look at where we are, bro.
No, but it's like, I didn't even say that, to be honest, but I was just like, to be fair, I can't remember how I like ended it, yeah, but I was just like, bro, like, do you know what it is? Man's I'm not really there anymore, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, in terms of like bringing you in, like, on what? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, what you're talking about? Because obviously I knew what he was talking about. But I wanted him to clarify, innit? So I say like that to say, like, fam, sometimes I feel like when I'm speaking to people and they know that, cool, you've come from a certain place and all that kind of stuff, yeah. Like, sometimes that can... It almost takes you a few steps back in it. And obviously, don't get twisted. Now, I'll be like to him, raw, like, do you know what it is? All of that stuff ain't really worth it because obviously from what man knows and all that kind of stuff. But I just feel like sometimes, bro. Like,
that's because you were early. It was early though, innit?
Yeah, it was early.
So it was early in your transition.
Yeah, relatively. But you've known me all my life, bro. You see, man, I've always been in church. Do you get to say, fair enough, we've been in church, but have you been of church?
Yeah.
Like, it's another conversation, innit? But it's just mad sometimes, man. Like, the preconceptions people have.
Yeah.
And then why they address you in a certain way, innit? Do you get it?
I hear it still. But it's definitely important to, like, for those preconceptions to be broken down, innit? So, like, you know, for example, like, now I do this thing where it's like, if I'm in the car, and I'm listening to worship music, or I'm listening to, like, praise and worship or whatever, it's as loud as when I'm listening to whatever.
And I wind down
because
the windows.
I try, you know, I try my best. Sometimes,
no, I do it still.
Bro, I'll be riding
now
through
I'm on
Hackney,
it.
I'll wind down all the windows.
And you'll be blasting.
And it's not even, the maddest thing is, bro, it's not even no Kurt Franklin, nothing like that.
No,
bro.
it's
It's
worship.
Hey,
Hey,
you get what I'm trying to say?
listen,
Like, I'm slapping, bro.
because I want you to know,
Bro,
I
yeah,
listen
this is what
to
I want
this.
you to-
So I look like this. I listen to this.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
100,
cool kind of thing. If you get what I mean. And like for us, like where we in the church that we grew up in, we had examples of like older people that were like cool looking to us, and they were very much serious about their walk with God. So for us, it was like that was like oh yeah, he's doing it. So yeah, like we can also kind of do it as well. So it's definitely important for those misconceptions to be broken down and stuff like that about what Christians are and what they can look like and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever had to deal with all of that? In terms of like,
Mate.
what should Christians be wearing? What should Christians be looking like? What should we be
I feel
doing?
like it's even worse with women.
Yeah.
I think the whole modesty thing. I've had my fair share of people being like, "Oh, but you're Christian. Why are you dressed like this? Or why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?" Even recently, not recently, but like last year, I did a reel of me showing my outfit for church, and people were literally like up in arms about the length of my skirt. My skirt was too short. Why am I wearing a t-shirt? And I think also it depends. I was wearing a t-shirt and a denim skirt.
Why are you wearing a t-shirt?
And a lot of people were actually upset that I was wearing a t-shirt.
What?
Swear.
Yeah, some people were upset
was it
that.
Graphic? Like, was it?
Yeah, it was just like it was a t-shirt from Zara. It just had like a painting thing on it, like just a normal white t-shirt with a bit of colour.
It reminds me of that church in Nigeria. There's one church in Nigeria that listen.
You can't. You have
bro,
to wear a
you
long
can't
skirt.
do-
You
have
can't
to,
do
have
long
to,
skirt.
you
As a
must.
woman, you can't even wear trousers.
Yeah, you can't wear trousers.
You have to wear a skirt.
Yeah, and that's why I think because of the like what people were saying, I can tell what type of church they go to.
Yeah.
Because based on their commentary, I can tell that you go to that type of church where like you have to wear a dress or a long skirt or look smart, I guess. So me wearing a t-shirt was like an absolute no-no.
crazy.
Whereas obviously my church, you wear whatever you want to church. There's no like dress code where you have to like wear a church hat and a long dress and the men wear suits. Like you can literally just rock up to church wearing whatever you want, jeans, t-shirt, leggings. So obviously some people dress up, that's fine, but like there's no necessity to look like your best, like your Sunday best every Sunday. And that's the type of church I used to go to where it's like you're literally buying an outfit every week to wear to church because that's the kind of vibe it is. Like you have to like dress up and look nice and wear heels and stuff like that.
Damn,
So
how would you
yeah,
keep up with that?
It's too much.
Every week, like man's
too
got
much
to
still.
show out and that.
yeah, that was
sure does.
definitely. And I know a lot of people go to churches like that, and also I feel like a lot of people have that mentality that obviously I'm going to the house of God and I want to look my best, which I understand. I get it. That's what you personally feel to do, but whether you're a good Christian or a bad Christian is not dependent on what you wear to church.
And
Do you know
also,
what I mean?
all because you want to look your best. You shouldn't be getting that anyone else for. Like,
Yeah.
because
I love the way they wear.
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
And that's
like,
their version of looking their best as well.
yeah, exactly. At least I'm not like wearing like clothes with holes in it and like rips and whatever. Like this to me, I look presentable. So yeah, it was a bit
How did you deal with it though?
Do you know what? Because within myself, I didn't feel that I was doing anything wrong. Because obviously on the day when I actually wore the outfit to church, I looked at myself in the mirror, I turned around, I checked everything to make sure that nothing that's not meant to be seen is not being seen.
Yeah.
And there's the fact that I was wearing an oversized t-shirt. You can't see literally what I'm wearing right now, but just a different t-shirt.
Crazy business.
And my skirt was like here. So it wasn't directly like above my knee. It was kind of like halfway down my thigh, but you can't see anything. All you can see basically is my forearms and below my knee legs. Because it was a sunny day, so I had my legs showing. So for me, I didn't feel any type of way because I knew within myself, like in my own conscience, between me and God, like I looked in the mirror and I was fine with what I was wearing. If I looked in the mirror and I thought, this is a bit, then I would have changed. You get it? So they're seeing like the aftermath of what I wore. I've already been to church and come back. You're seeing the outfit now. So it's like
the day's actually done that.
like the day's actually already gone. Like, and I was fine. And nobody in church was looking at me funny. Like no one was telling me, "Oh, what are you wearing?" Like I went to church as normal, came home as normal. There was nothing. So for people to be like so upset and like just like in a rage in my comments on the video, I was like, wow, like okay. Some people I replied to, and I think like a lot of people are obviously using scripture to say like, oh, you shouldn't dress this way, you shouldn't dress that way. And the most common one was the one, I can't remember, I think it's in Corinthians, where they're like saying, Paul was addressing the church about wearing jewelry and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like a lot of people misinterpret that scripture in thinking that, you know, it's talking about how you're dressed in a certain way, but really it's more so like the mentality that you have in the society of the church at the time, where they felt that, you know, they were more superior because they had all of these things and they were looking down on people who didn't have that. And it was kind of like, you can't, you know, make someone feel bad or make them feel less than a Christian or less than worthy to be in the house of the Lord because you're adorned with all this jewelry and you look rich and you have all this status and the other person doesn't. So it was more of a mentality and a heart posture as opposed to wearing a long skirt versus a knee-length skirt or wearing a suit versus a t-shirt. So that was my kind of stance on it. But at the same time, if you think my skirt is too short for church, don't wear it. Like, don't wear this length of skirt to church. Me, personally, I was cool. In my conscience, between me and God, I was fine. So if I was convicted to not wear it, I wouldn't have wore it. Like, just trust that, you know, God's dealing with me the way he wants to deal with me, and I'm on my own journey. So if I have a conviction about something, I'm going to address it. Do you know what I mean? So don't feel like you have to be the one to put that onto me based on your personal views. I guess, like, I don't know.
And just on that point, sometimes, when I see like the outreach for certain things on social media, I'm always like, what did this person do to make you this?
It's just a rap. Like, it's actually a rap.
Why are you this upset? And you want to be the one that's going to change everything. Do you get what I'm trying to say with your comments and that? And it's just like, bro, sometimes it's like, listen, just take a chill pill. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But,
I was going to say, has anyone ever challenged you on your dressing or anything? And you're like, hell, you're
They have. I've had like people that I know personally, like actual friends and family, like people that actually know me, who have been like, you know, like all like wearing bikinis and stuff, because obviously I'm a content creator, so I've worked with different brands.
Come on,
and
They
know, man. Come on, man.
Been about for a long time and that.
Oh my God. So yeah, I've worked with different brands, and I travel. I do a lot of travel content, so I do show myself like in bikinis on holiday and stuff like that. And I have, you know, even in my own personal journey, I have come to like the realization that, okay, I don't actually need to post myself in a bikini on social media. Like, it's not necessary. Like, even worse, like I've had posts where I'm wearing lingerie, which is, I think, is to me now is insane. Because Amina back then, I had no problems doing it. Do you know what I mean? There's been times where like, there was one particular time on Twitter where I posted on my birthday, and I don't know why the picture I used, I think it was during lockdown time. I was in lingerie, posting about my birthday, which sounds so insane to me right now. And it's like, Amina, what mental state was you in at that time to think that was okay? And it was so weird because that post, someone randomly liked it. You know, on Twitter, like when you posted something from years ago, but then you get a notification someone liked it. So it came
back up again
on my thing. And I was like, first of all, how did you find this? This is like
scrolling down
4 years ago or 5 years ago.
Like,
how are you finding this? Did you type or search something on my like it's so
scrolling
I was looking down every tweet.
I was thinking, why is this coming up? And it reminded me that it existed. So obviously I forgot and I posted something like that. And when I saw it, I was like, wow,
Bro,
this I posted this?
Yeah,
This is my
yeah,
account?
yeah.
Like, I deleted it straight away. I deleted that post and I was like, nah, there's no way that I was in that I can't believe I was in that frame of mind where I felt it was okay to just post myself in lingerie on social media, like on the internet like that. So that shows growth. You know what I mean?
Like,
which is good,
that shows
for real.
growth. So I was just like, yeah, that's not for me.
It's kind of growth.
Praise Jesus. I'm still wearing that skirt, but at least I'm not posting any lingerie. Yeah, and I've also been very mindful of like not posting myself like in bikinis and stuff, or I wear like a cover up, and just try and like not be naked on the internet as much as I can.
But you see, if like there was like a brand that, for example, because you work with a lot of brands, right, and you do a lot of travel content.
Yeah.
So if there was a brand that was like, Raj, you know what? Actually, we want that side because, like, they're a swimwear brand, for example. Yeah. So is that going to impact whether you take that or not?
Yeah, I think it definitely would. There's been times I've turned things down in the past, like things that's got to do with like crystals or like star signs and things like that. I've had campaigns.
Why do I say, oh goodness, like that?
Yeah. I've had brands approach me with campaigns that has all of that kind of lingo in it, and I'm just like, nah, that's not for me. Or even alcohol. I stopped drinking alcohol, and I get brands like wanting to send me alcohol or do some kind of alcohol content, and I'm like, I don't drink alcohol. And it's funny enough, I've had some times where they've done an alcohol-free version of the drink for me specifically to promote, which has been great. But yeah, I definitely have turned things down. So if it's a thing where I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do a whole bikini haul where I'm just like on the internet, just in a bikini, showing different ones. Like, no.
Would you do pushback as well? Like, okay, cool, I might not want to do it like this, but am I able to do it like this?
Yeah, I actually got an idea the other day from someone. They sent me this video of this girl who basically, it was meant to be some funny comedy thing where she was about to show herself like in both like start instances, like her new bikini or whatever. So she's wearing like jogging bottoms, and then when it comes to the transition, people are expecting her to be like in the bikini, but she's wearing a bikini on top.
Oh, I saw that.
I was like, this is hilarious. This is genius. I was like, you know what? From now on, if I want to show a bikini brand and I want to do a haul, I will be doing exactly that. I'll wear it over my jeans and my t-shirt.
We'll get a lot of engagement. It's funny.
I'm definitely going to do that. That was like that. Yeah, this is perfect. I'll even tag her and say, thank you for the inspo. Yeah. I'll probably do that.
Are they generally all right with like amending stuff, or not necessarily this? So like, you wanna do something in particular where you suggest like,
I'll always like share like my ideas, like what I want to do creatively with them, because they give you a brief to tell you like, this is what we need to see in the content, but obviously do your own thing, like still put your own spin on it and stuff. Okay. So yeah, I'll definitely like be vocalized like, okay, I want to do like this, or they usually tell you to send them like what's the word? Basically like a storyline of what you want to do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, it's mad because as Hen asked the question, I was thinking, when I think about that holidays and content creation, the first three things I probably think about is beach days, sunscreen. Do you know what I mean? So seems like bikinis and that will probably be a big part of. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you have a lot of like creators now doing the whole modest holiday or vacation outfits kind of thing, and they'll kind of show you like I mean, one of the changes I've tried to make as well is like, instead of wearing a bikini, wear a swimsuit. So because a bikini is more like bra and pants, whereas a swimsuit is like it's a suit, isn't it? It's like a whole one piece. We show less skin, and then you can have a cover up to cover the bottom half of your body as well. So you can always like find ways to like switch it up and still show things, but not be completely out there.
Do you know what it is though? Yeah, you know, like there was a time I went like I went to Dubai and there was a hotel that we were staying in, and this isn't one of the like the Palm or nothing like that. And this is like on the other side, like closer. Well, anyway, it was to be fair, I can say what I don't think there's anything wrong with saying what hotel it is, isn't it? It was the Shangri-La, and like they've got like a swimming pool, and like, I think like one of those floors in between the ground floor and wherever, and it's like a rooftop one, So we've gone there, and like I remember seeing like a lady in like the full, like I'm not even joking, like as in I think it's called a burqa, innit? Where you can only see the eyes. Literally, you can only see the eyes, it was baking, like, and her husband was like, to be honest, like he was buying it because he wasn't wearing swimming trunks. He was wearing boxes.
Actual boxes.
Actual boxes, bro. Like, and I was just like, what is going on? By the way, he was wearing boxes and he was sweating.
So
I was like, bro, it was making me feel uncomfortable a little bit, yeah. And I say all of that to say, like, because the whole thing about like swimwear, bikinis, all that kind of stuff being synonymous with holiday, yeah, it's like, isn't that normal though? Like, isn't it? So, for example, is the issue? So, to be fair, I guess from what you're saying the actual issues with posting it rather than wearing it when you're around.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, you might wear a bikini on holiday because obviously the setting allows for it. If you're on a beach, you're not going to wear like a suit and tie. So it's like, do you have to post it though? Do you have to take a picture and put it on Instagram? So there's that side of things. You can wear it and it's just in the confines of where you are. Although people will still see you. But a lot of people have issue with you actually making it live on the internet.
So my thing with bikini fit is just the way. So I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it per se, but I think it's just about the way the picture looks. If you get what I mean.
That's another thing as well. Like, how are you posing in the picture? Are you posing in a seductive way?
If you're wearing it,
I feel like there's only so many ways you can pose in a bikini, though. Really, I think, without it looking a bit like awkward.
What are you saying? Gonna tell the chef I do this bikini? I do this bikini.
I think there's just ways where it's a bit more provocative than other ways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? When I'm
but mind you, like a lot of people will be like, well, it to you might not be provocative, but someone else might see it, and you could be just sitting there, just like hands on your lap like this, just.
They're like, oh my God, look at your hands.
And then some guys want looking at you thinking, oh, I want this bit of me.
One thing with the top of the other.
And this is what I'm saying, because this is what I'm trying to say though, yeah, because for example, a version of covering up, is wearing like an oversized tee, But then for someone to complain about an oversized tee, bro, like, from what you were saying before, it's kind of like you can never win. Which is the stuff that gets man.
And the thing is, people were saying that, oh, I look too sexy. Like, I look like I'm going to the club. And I'm like, which club do you go to where a girl's wearing an oversized t-shirt and a long denim skirt? Like, what club is that? Like, I don't understand. And to be saying that I look too sexy, which part of my outfit is sexy? I don't get it. Like,
was it, by the way, was it women saying this or men?
Women. Women saying I look too sexy or like I'm showing too much skin. I'm just like, it's literally just my leg. It's my leg and my forearms. What's sexy about my forearms? I don't understand. They're arms.
Was too loud, man.
They're just arms, you know? I don't get it.
The hate was too loud.
It's a heart thing, isn't it? And that's why the heart thing is more important, because it's like you can't cater to everybody. Do you know what I mean?
That's
as long
the
as
thing.
you're at peace
and that's the
God.
issue that I have with the whole modesty conversation. Is like, who sets the bar? Like, who decides what is modest and what's not modest? I think it's just so down to personal interpretation. Because I might wear an outfit and think it's modest, but you might not think it's modest. And it's so funny because during that time, I saw another reel on Instagram where I think there was this trend where everyone was showing what they wore to church, and it was like different people in the church congregation after service showing their outfits. And there was one video where there was like maybe 6 or 7 girls in the video, all one after the other showing their outfits, and people in the comments were upset with them. Mind you, they were wearing long dresses, and people were still in the comments complaining that what they're wearing is not modest enough for church. Even though they're wearing long dresses, some of them, obviously, they were more curvier. So I'm just like, you can't really win. Even if you wear a dress that's all the way down to the ground, if you have a curvy body and you got thick thighs, you got a big bumper, like, you're still gonna, like, where do you want me to put those parts of my body? Like,
I
do
do hear it, but then at the same time, I do hear the whole thing where it's like, but you know you got it, so there must be something. Do you get what I'm saying?
Unless you want to wear a tent. Like, if you're a curvy woman and you're looking for to wear a dress, okay, maybe something that's not too figure hugging, cool. But I feel like if you're set up in a certain way, then it's gonna show regardless.
And you know what it is, so I actually agree with that, innit? But I just remember having this conversation way back in the day, and someone was like, but at the same time, you know you've got it, innit? And I was like, fair enough. But I never used to see it like that. I never used to see it as like, oh, like I have to. So for example, like I guess the mandem's equivalent of that is like, oh, like you've been going to gym and like you're wearing a muscle fit t-shirt or something like that. And then like, It's like, but fam, like, at the same time, even if I wore like an oversized t-shirt, like you still see that my bicep is big. You get what I'm trying to say? So then what? Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's like, and it's just, but you know you got it, so you can wear like an oversized one. And I'm like, by the way, I don't actually agree with that point of view, but I can hear why they're saying it. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Do you know what? One thing I would say, and I had the conversation with my cousin, my big cousin, innit, who's like my sister. So we're having a conversation, and our conclusion was that, you know what, it's hard to get to a definitive thing about modesty in general.
Yeah.
But modesty exists. So what is it? So that, because it can't be something that we're like, let's throw it to the side because we can't define it.
Yeah.
It has to be like, all right, we have to be in some kind of search of what does modesty mean for us, innit? Like, how does that look? And obviously, in like from start to finish. So modesty, like you were talking about in the Bible, in terms of your attitude. Yeah. How do you see people? How do you see yourself? Like, are you a modest person in your thinking of life?
But that's what I'm trying to say. Modesty is more intrinsic and like similar to humility rather than cultural references, which is like, for example, even like in Victorian times and stuff like that.
If you showed your ankle,
bro, if you know them big skirts that they used to wear, like, if you wore like a slimmer version of that, it's like, oh, you're showing too much. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of it is to do with like cultural. So even like when we talk about like the like even like our home church here, but the version of that in Nigeria, bro, like I think do men and women separate sides?
Yeah.
You can't wear makeup. Like is proper strict in it, and that's their cultural version of, and mixed with religion version of modesty in it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's just like so. This is the thing. A lot of the time when people talk about modesty, they're talking about it based on
just
culture.
the cultural,
yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? Rather than the intrinsic, because you can't actually see what's going on in my head when I'm wearing this. Do you get what I'm saying? I might have thrown this on so quickly and left the house that I wasn't thinking about it being like X, Y, Z, and boom, boom, boom. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. And also, it's mad because somebody who is wearing something that's, I don't know, what you deem as revealing, their mind might not be there at all. Someone else wearing something a bit baggy, I might be like, listen, I want someone to see. I want someone to see something. Obviously, I'm not saying they are, but you just actually never know. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's a losing game.
I think even with women, like the whole body shape thing, I think it's all part of, I think sexualization comes into it, which is like a whole other conversation. But it's like, even the day that I went to church and I wore that skirt and the t-shirt, there was a woman in the service that was like kind of sitting further down from me, and she was wearing trousers, long trousers, like trousers all the way down, nice smart trousers, and this like, I can't remember, it was like a top, like it was just like a blouse. And mind you, when I saw her come in to sit down, thinking, oh, she's so beautiful, and I'm thinking body is tea, because even though she's not showing anything, I can still see her physique. I can still see that this woman is set good, and that's me as a woman. So much less a man. And mind you, she's not showing anything. She's not like wearing she's not wearing a skirt like I am. She's literally wearing trousers. So it's like, how do you police these things when, and also the whole conversation of like, oh, you know, you don't want your brother or your sister to lust and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, I get it that we do have a responsibility to a certain extent to not encourage sin or anything like that. But at the same time, we ourselves as individuals have to take responsibility for ourselves, because no matter where you go in this life and in this world, there's going to be beautiful women everywhere. There's going to be good-looking men everywhere. You can't walk around with your eyes closed. Even if you're not at church or if you're, in the supermarket, like you can't control what other people are doing and wearing. People are going about their day and minding their business. They're not trying to seduce you all the time. So it's like, if you're being seduced, that's down to what's going on in your own heart. So you have to take your own responsibility for how you perceive other people, regardless of what they're wearing.
100%. I remember a time ago, I was like, I can't remember what it was. It was like a youth meeting or something like that. And I remember someone saying that, and this is back in the day, by the way, before Instagram was what it is now, And he's like, like, sometimes he'd be seeing stuff on Instagram and it just make him feel away. And I was like, damn. At that point in time, I remember the overwhelming thing in my head was like, bro, take a touch. Like, it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be like that.
Especially because Instagram back in the days weren't story.
It was
just a good you to scroll.
Bro, no interactive. Wasn't even no explore. It wasn't no explore.
There wasn't no explore either.
Do you get like
that means the people you're following, which is crazy.
Bro, it's insane to think that, bro. So I'm like, bro, like, you lot, please, let's calm it down. So this is the thing as well, like, and I agree with your point wholeheartedly, fam. Like, we can do as much as we can on this side, but listen, no one can stop like,
you from doing it.
I
on
can't
that
change
side.
your heart.
Yeah,
by the
I
way.
can't.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? You got to do that work with God. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so
And the first thing about Christianity is always inward.
exactly.
Do you get me?
Exactly.
Nothing is
Yeah.
about what you're doing. Everything's about what am I
What am
doing
I doing?
first
Yeah,
and
yeah.
foremost,
No,
Yeah.
first.
and then everything else comes up. You sort out. Everyone sorts out themselves.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That's meant to be the whole.
I
The
hear
aim
it.
of
There is
things, do you know what I
space
mean?
obviously rebuking that though.
No, of course, but in terms of like the first resort can never be you should dress like this so that I don't.
Oh
Yeah,
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 of course.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
The first resort would be like, what's
what's
going on in my mind?
Yes.
What am I thinking? How do I change
Why am
that?
I really
How
mad?
do I battle that? And that should be the majority of your energy.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
100%
The
I agree
vast
still.
majority of your energy should go towards that as opposed to, do you get me, someone else. Obviously, look, there might be times when someone is wearing something that you might be like, oh, hold on.
And the thing is, when you put it in a different situation, like a different context,
You might
if
be
you
like
have,
what, say?
eh?
You might be like
You might
what?
tell someone, like, okay, what you're wearing to church or what you're wearing in general might not be.
Do you know, I've never had that conversation.
No, I've
Oh,
had-
really?
No, I've had still.
I've never been out, gone out to someone and been like,
But you know, it's
Nah.
Why are you wearing this?
yeah.
Nah, I've
but you know,
never-
it's, I feel like it's
because you've grown up with that. This is what's like. This is drip. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? So
yeah.
it's like,
Like, and
I'm
do
not
you get
really
me?
gonna
So
like.
but it's similar. I hear it though because it's like, oh, yeah, you look at generations and
Unless,
stuff.
yeah,
There's
do you know what it is? Remember there was a time. Do you remember when like side boob was a big thing? Do you
When I
get,
first
like,
was like,
everyone was doing
I could believe it. When I first saw it,
Wait,
I
what's
was
that?
like,
side boob.
Side boob.
like wearing
Oh,
You know when
okay.
they're
Sleeveless,
dressed,
like,
Oh,
sleeveless
okay,
dresses.
yeah, okay, yeah.
and all that. And I remember, I think someone wore something like that to church or something like that, innit? And even then, I never said nothing here, but I just remember thinking, "Rah, boy, like, things are changing fast, innit?" You know what I'm trying to say that. So, but yeah, man. But yeah, I've never actually been up to someone and
Yeah,
been like,
nah.
"Rah, like,
Yeah, same.
do you think like what you're wearing?"
Nah.
is like-
Yeah,
I remember
same.
one of our brethren actually complained because
But
it
if
was
it's-
insane. By the way, she was wearing like a lace thing, yeah. But like, the matter thing is now I said the lace thing. Think about it in this day and age, yeah. Everyone would just be wearing a bra underneath.
Yeah.
Some people won't even wear a bra. They just wear the lace thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But she was wearing the lace thing, yeah, long sleeve, with like a black sleeveless tank top, like underneath it. So the only skin you can see is her arms. And aunties in the church were complaining about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but
really?
they're
Yeah.
always, And
Yeah,
even with
yeah.
the talking to someone thing, it's for the girls to speak to them. I wouldn't speak to them. So
No, I hear it still.
I wouldn't speak to them. I'd want the girls.
Yeah.
If anything, it would be
I remember
there, but it's not my place.
You made the
fully.
joke about one of the man there one time because he was wearing a tight, like, t-shirt. What that fam? Like, but it was more so we were laughing at him as opposed to like, oh,
What
yeah,
about
I
like
wouldn't do
when guys wear like, let's say grey jogging bottoms
it.
or like really tight jeans, like where it's like in the crotch,
Yeah.
Not even
like
trying to-
bulging.
I'm not even trying to call anyone out, yeah. I'm not even trying to call anyone out, but E-Man bangs grey jogging bottoms, innit?
Okay,
Like,
he's wearing them now.
exactly. You get- so, but,
Would
so-
you wear these to church?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
go like
bare,
this.
but the thing is, I don't think man them ever think about grey jogging bottoms like that.
Ever.
Do you get-
Yeah,
like, we
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I would never. I even feel.
very
I
strange.
even feel funny now talking about
Yeah,
grey
it's strange,
Yeah.
yeah.
jogging bottoms. You
It's
get what I'm trying to say?
strange.
Like,
Like, you're the first person to put that about my mind.
you get what I'm
It's
trying
a
to say?
strange
I mean,
Now,
I
obviously,
don't,
it was
mind
big
you,
on-
I don't think this way. This is what I know from
People,
women.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
does
That
so much
these are the
damage to my
things
bad
that
now,
men
so,
wear
right?
that are supposed to be
yeah.
Someone
like.
said it, innit? It wasn't me, innit? I agree with that person.
I hear it though.
But they don't look at that, the whole modesty conversation. Like you can try and think of an equivalent for males in
Yeah.
it, but it's
They
not
don't,
really.
they don't.
It's-
Yeah.
You
They
can
don't.
say, "Oh, tight top," and
It's not the same.
It's not
yeah.
the same.
same.
We don't get
Yeah.
the same.
They don't get
You're
the
not
same
gonna get an
ridicule.
auntie come up to me and be like, "Oh, how can
Yeah,
you?"
how can you wear that?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get
How can you wear a
Yeah.
tight t-shirt to
Yeah,
church?
you're
The
not gonna
auntie
get
would
that.
never
And
say
to
it.
be
And
fair,
the
what
uncle's
they,
not doing
what
that
they
either.
do say the male equivalent is though is the more showy off thing. So you know how like, so for example, like bust down rolly like, and
Oh,
like,
chains.
you get what I'm trying to say, you got
Yeah,
everything
that-
going
yeah.
on and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, true.
Oh,
That'd be
you-
outrageous.
That
though.
would be
Drive
jokes
on,
come
put
to
your
church,
car in
though.
front of the
That
church
would
and
be jokes,
XYZ.
though.
and
I've
boom,
heard
boom,
that
boom,
one though, the driving in front of the
Yeah,
church and all
because
that
it's
sort
all
of
it's all
stuff.
part of like
Oh, really?
the image of who this person is,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
gonna attract the woman or
Yeah.
whatever,
I heard.
innit? So I guess that's more of the equivalent.
Do you know what's
rather
funny
than-
though with the
clothes.
chains thing? That's because I had one of my brethrens. We brought him to one other church one time, and obviously he's not Christian at this point, so he's got chains on. But it's more like, yeah, come. We didn't say to him, basically in church.
chains on,
right?
yeah,
We're
yeah.
like, well, no, come. But come as you. We're trying to do. Come as you are. Like
Yeah.
come church. Because if you start telling man take off your chains,
Yeah.
oh, you got to wear your
Yeah,
shirt
yeah.
now.
Rules,
It's
yeah.
just gonna feel like I just don't want.
I don't wanna go here.
I just don't want to be here.
It's
I
another
can't be
barrier
myself
to
here.
entry.
There's another barrier to entry. So we're just
Yeah.
like, no, come. Like, just come as you are.
Yeah.
So it's funny you say that,
Do you know
because
what it
them
is?
I've been looking at him like bro, what are you doing here? But
Yeah.
actually,
What do you think about
which they
the
shouldn't.
What do you think about the come as you are thing?
one is not scriptural. It's not in the Bible. Say, come as you are.
A lot of
That's
people
like
say
a
that.
saying. It's to people. It's like it's not in the Bible. But I think they get it from the same scripture about modesty and all of that. But it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of misinterpreted. It's more so like, don't feel like you need to change and be a whole person before you can come to church. I mean, that's a barrier for a lot of people because they're thinking, oh, I'm still sinning. I'm still doing X, Y, Z. Why am I going to come to church? Like, God doesn't care about me. God's not going to accept me because I'm still in that kind of frame of mind. So that whole come as you are is more so like, nah, like, regardless of what's going on with you, just come to church. Just pray. Just talk to God. Like, God will work everything else out. You know what I mean?
And I think that's almost the premise of it, in that, like, the essence of Christianity isn't that you change and come to God. God changes you.
Yeah,
Do you get me? So therefore, you come, let God change you. Do you get me? As opposed to like trying to change myself first
before coming,
and then coming to God.
And it's the same thing as like when you've been in church or you've been having a relationship with Christ and then you flop, you sin, you do whatever. Yeah. The vibe is like, don't wait until you try and make things right on your own. Because then you're rejecting the whole like work on the cross. You get? So it's almost like actually that does carry on even when you're in the faith. Even if you sinned 1 second ago, approach my throne of grace with, do you get what I'm trying to say? With boldness, do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's kind of like,
and the devil will use that against you as well.
Exactly.
Condemnation.
For sure. That's why you find people that is like kind of like you'll be in that cycle of, all right, cool, I've done this thing now, and it's like, now I've done it. You kind of just go full sort of left or whatever, and just fully go inside of it because it's like you don't feel like you can come back.
Yeah. That's definitely the tricks of the enemy to get you to go further and further away.
Yeah. But me and my boy used to make a joke. He used to be like, listen, if God's mercies are new every morning, that if I've messed up today, I have to ride out this whole day in sin. Then the next day, kind of like, it's actually crazy. But
how you rationalize it?
How you rationalize it? That kind of, I've kind of done this sin for today now, so I'm staying kind of vibe with it.
Oh, I've started. So let me just.
I've started now, so let me just go. But it's just.
I always say this. But when we was young, boy, I used to have some crazy misconceptions,
bro.
100%.
I would be like, listen, do you know what it is? Like, I remember there was a day I saw like they just discovered this like indigenous tribe in like the Amazon rainforest and that. And one of the things that was like loud in my head at the time is that the minute the word of God reaches the four corners of the earth, you'll be back. So when I used to see stuff like that, I'll be like, they don't know. I still got some time, innit? I still got some time.
Bro, I hear you.
I'll be like, yo, I still got some time, innit?
Bro,
do you know what it is?
You saw one of them say Jesus now in the street.
Bro, I will spit my heart out, man. Bro, I will be so like finished. But I remember even like, when my uncle used to, I've told you like this as well, when my uncle used to stay with us, and he was like, he's just come from Nigeria and like, he's the one that kind of even showed me about bare Afrobeats and Timaya and all that kind of stuff, Like, and he was like, he used to do this thing, when he used to go to bed, and he'd be like, pray to the Lord my soul to keep. And they'll go to, and I was like, it's literally, I think it's even like a 2-pack prayer, bro. Like, and I was just like, I remember seeing it at the time and thinking, bro, like, is that all that man needs to do? Because like, I feel like there's certain strands of like Christianity or actually Catholicism, where they believe like as long as you've basically prayed before you die, you're good, sort of thing, innit? Yeah. And I can't lie, even till now, it kind of still spins me a little bit, because I don't know if I actually believe that all I've got to do is it's truly repent in it and turn away in it. But I don't know, like, because I don't even want to open a can of worms in it. We can talk about that another time. We can talk about that another time.
I was gonna say what your point that you was talking about wanting to like change and stuff before you like come to Christ or like expecting people to be a certain way. I think if you take the whole going back slightly to the modesty thing, that whole conversation, if you put it in a different context, if you are like hanging around with people who are like doing a madness, like people that used to hang out with that maybe smoke weed or they swear or they up to madness and stuff like that, and you come to Christ, it's actually your responsibility to remove yourself from that situation. You're not going to now start telling your group of friends or those people that, oh, you can't smoke weed anymore because I'm around you now. I'm a Christian now, so you can't do X, Y, and Z. You have the responsibility within yourself to think, you know what, is this crowd of people wise for me to hang around with while I'm on this journey of me doing something different? So it's in the same way, you can't rely on other people to like do to change in order for you to like do what you need to do. Talking about like having responsibility over lust or things like that. So it's the same way, like you can't expect other people to be modest in your eyes in order for you to feel like, okay, I'm not gonna be lusting after this person, or I'm not gonna be thinking sexual thoughts about this person. Like in the same way, if you have friends that are doing badness and that's your friend group and you're now with Christ and you're trying to go on the right path and do the right thing, it's your responsibility to be like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. So if the people I'm around are doing this, I need to remove myself from the situation, you know?
Fact.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's even like the like partial definition of consecration, isn't it? The separation and removing yourself from everything else and being with God. So yeah, 100%.
So you made it this far in the video, but you haven't liked, you haven't shared, you haven't commented, you haven't subscribed yet. Come on, man. You know what to do. All right, cool. Yeah, let's get into some testimonies. So every week we like to do testimonies, shine a light on what God is doing in our lives. It acts as a reminder for us, and then also it encourages faith in other people as well. So it's like, let's do that every week. That's what we're trying to do here.
We say you didn't want to raise the song first. I hear it though.
We are grateful, oh Lord. We are very grateful. We are grateful, oh Lord, for all you have done for us. Hallelujah, we are grateful. You know, so funny. I was saying it the other day, yeah. Like when we learn songs in our church, like we sing the ad-libs that Auntie always sings.
Oh,
all the time. Yeah. My sister that made it like kind of clear to me the other day. It's like, it's kind of like,
you have to go to the song that comes after.
Hey, yo, that one.
Playlist.
But yeah, so testimony this week. So I turned 32 the other day. It was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Praise the
And I actually
Lord.
received some message from our Bridget's children. So your children as well sent me a message, and then my other Bridget's children here. You know, your daughter said to me that actually made my day. She's literally like, "Oh, you were the best person I ever known," or something like that. She's like, "Oh, you're the best person in my life," or something like that.
I was like, how do you know? Because it's consensus, yeah.
On my birthday, bro.
I was like, it's consensus that E-Man is a good guy, bro. But how do you know that?
You say you're the best person in my life, innit? And it's just for my brethren that are parents and their children, innit? So, and I went out with Dre the other day as well, and we're just talking about children, motherhood, and things like that. I went to see Simi the other day, children. Like, there's just so many children around me. And it's sick to see, so your children are one of like the older ones. It's just sick to see the way they are. And it's sick that my brethren that have younger children, the way they're actually going to be the older that they get because of the way we are. Do you get what I mean? So a lot of the things that, so for example, speaking with Joy, like reading books about motherhood, okay, with my child I do X, Y, and Z. Like the way we are thinking about parenthood is different from the way our parents were, innit? Because they didn't have the information. So the way that it's being done, and I'm seeing it be done like with my brethren and stuff like that, it's like, nah, this is actually, it's sick, and I'm seeing the fruits of it in their children as well, innit? So yeah, man, thank God for that.
Do you know what's so funny about that message as well?
That made my day still, I can't even lie.
Did you hear my son, what he said?
Yeah, at the end. Like, happy birthday.
He sounded like he was in trouble with it.
Oh yeah.
He's been doing this thing recently, yeah, we'll be like, poop. Like, he'll just be saying,
oh yeah, when you said,
so he'll be like, oh yeah, okay, poop, or whatever. So he was like, so I think at first, yeah, he must have said like, happy birthday, poop, yeah. And my missus was not having it. She was like, listen, speak properly. You know, so he started, you see him, yeah. Once he's been in trouble, yeah, you tell him to do something, yeah. Like he's just gonna be like, happy birthday.
It's just my other brother's children. They sent me a video as well. It was actually just, it was so nice. It was so nice, man. Yeah.
No, you know what's so funny? I wasn't even going to say this one actually, but off the back of what you said, it's funny because on 3 occasions, so my godson had a football match last week, and he called me the day before and said, "Oh, Uncle Shay, that can you come take me to training?" And I was like, oh, "Bro, you're telling me so late." Like, I'm telling him, but I'll do it. So I took him there. Another day, he called me and said, "I got my leavers like celebration. Like, can you come and watch?" Like, I was like, "So I can't." Like, now it's too late. I think he told me at like, let's say it's at 1 and it's at 5, and I was like, I can't do it. And then another day he called me and said, "Oh, guess what? Someone just bought me a football shirt and it says boom boom boom. Like, look, let me show you." Took a picture. And we're just having a conversation. And one of my friends were in the car and they were like, "Oh, do you talk to your godson this often?" And I said, "Yeah." Like, We talk a lot. Like we have a really good relationship. But it really dawned on me. I said, oh no, hold on. We have a very good relationship. Like we talk often, and he's very honest with me. So his mum told him that, listen, don't lie, but at least if you want to talk to Uncle Shay, like tell him what's going on. So anytime there's anything going on, I'll be like, bro, come, like, tell me the truth. And he'll be like, oh. And then he'll just split out the truth about what's happened. Yeah. And I was just like, no, God, I'm actually grateful that I'm about for him. And also for me as well, like he gives me joy. Do you know what I mean? As my godson, that it's a joy to do. And I'm watching him play football, I'm happy. When he calls me and I see his name, I'm happy. I'm like, oh, like, oh, what, you want to talk to me? Yeah. Like, do you get me? Like,
I hear it.
There's gaps. There's what? How did he? There's like a 20 something 30, I don't know, gap between us. Do you get me? And you're calling me to talk. So I was just grateful to God that we have that relationship and just praying to God that whatever God wants me to do in his life, I do it. Do you know what I mean? Whatever influence, words, actions, that I accomplish it. Do you know what I mean? But it was just, man, it was just a nice moment when I realized that. Because certain times, these things, you just take them for granted, isn't it? It's just another day. That's just like, oh, this thing has happened now. I went to your football game. All right, you're right. See you later. Next week, talk to you on the phone, talk to you next week. But man,
you're not realizing the impact of what you're doing.
Man. So no, I'm grateful to God.
Bro, I need to do better with my godchildren, bro.
Same. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm better to mine. I want to.
Conviction, conviction.
I'm immediately convicted.
For me, so I got like a kind of two-part thing here. So one was like one that I alluded to before, but I didn't say it properly. But it was like we went to watch like a collection of short films that one of our friends just made, And I remember like one thing that really stuck out. Like shout out Grace for the writing. Obviously shout out Josh Bridge.
Shout out Josh Bridge, man.
But so basically, like in one of the short films, like there's a line where the guy says, to let like how do you, like basically we need to learn how to let the feelings pass through but not stay there, basically, innit? And the maddest thing is about me and the way that I, like my natural temperament is, when a bad thing happens, the first thing in my head is like, how do I not dwell in the reaction, and like, how do I get to the solution? So, and I mean that in a very extreme way, innit? Like, I don't even want to spend 5 minutes worrying about how bad this situation is or anything like that. And that, it really comes out when I'm interacting with other people as well. So when people are going through stuff, I'm like, my head is so solution oriented that I don't really show emotion in terms of like, no, that's a bit mad sort of thing, innit? It's something I've actively been working on, innit? And then when I heard that, I was actually like, fam, do you know what it is? I think that's what I needed to hear in terms of just like, I'm human at the end of the day, innit? And like, actually, some of the things that happen are really peak, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I do actually need to, because then what happens is that I start like getting snappy with certain things now, and I'm like, bro, like, why aren't you like, get up, like, come on, like, do things quickly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, stop dwelling in this kind of space of like, I just don't want to be rude about it, but sometimes it feels like self-pity and all that kind of stuff, innit? Or victimization and all that kind of stuff. But then now, just hearing that, I was just like, do you know what, actually, there is a lot more that I just need to let pass through and not stay there. And I had a situation more recently where it's exactly that's come back to my mind, and it's helped me move forward from that situation on some, because at the same time I say all of this, I was growing up with my sister and that, like, she taught me how to hold a grudge, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, and I was that kind of person that if I had a problem with someone, bro, like, I remember I'll have dreams, bro, about my get back on, like, really? Bro, it was crazy, like, especially, I remember when I was in uni and I remember there was a particular situation and I was like, bro, like, I can't wait until, like, man, and it's crazy to think about it, like, you're actually dwelling on it this much and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I was thanking God for that revelation, innit, and how that I feel like has already transformed my thinking in certain things,
It's amazing how God can speak to you through different things. And honestly, it's like, you know, it's him because like, it's so specific.
And it's so pertinent, like, it's so timely sort of thing, and then the other one, which is, the other one as well, which is more of my, like, this one's a bit more lighthearted, innit? But obviously I told you lot, innit? So the other day I'd done a big mess up, as in, like, I washed some chicken, marinated it, but then as I was marinating it, I've like done a little bit too much of a certain season, innit? I think it was, and the baddest thing is, it's like Old Bay or something like that. So it's not even the season that's going to take the food to another level. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But But then immediately I've done that, and I'm still mixing it in my hand, I've been like, oh crap, let me taste it to see. Remember, these times I'm marinating raw chicken.
Oh my gosh.
So I've gone like this. As soon as I've done it, I'm like, I'll run to the sink, start washing my hands, start dashing water down my throat, trying to spit it out, sort of thing, But I could already taste the spice was like in my throat.
God,
Did you get? Pause. But then, so after that, I've told you lot already, innit? Like, I've just been ill the last few days, innit? And like, so this morning, so yesterday night, I remember praying and being like, oh God, like take this sickness away from me. Like, I just want to throw it out of me, And like, I just wanted to, basically, because I was like, I kept on getting mad discomfort in my stomach, innit? Oh, bro, like, and I was like, no, just let me throw up. Like, let me throw up this sickness, innit? Sort of thing, innit? Nothing happened. I was just going to the toilet, come back, going to the toilet, coming back, nothing was happening. Anyway, then this morning, I watched a video on Instagram, and someone was talking about a situation where, this is long-winded, but I'm sorry. But anyway, someone was talking about how his son had called him and told him that his other son was dead, innit?
I saw that, Andrew Womack.
Probably,
I saw that.
And he was like, basically like, he already knew what to do when he phoned him, innit? And he was like, listen, all right, cool, don't say nothing to no one, don't show no one, boom. Like, we're on our way, innit? Sort of thing, innit? So him and his wife started making his journey to wherever that place was, and it was a bit of a far journey or whatever, Do you know what's so funny? Are you listening to how I recant this? So
I am.
I hear it. But anyway, so they've made the journey back here, sort of thing, and I'm cutting a lot of it out. He had a testimony in between about how one of his sons will turn to God before the other one. His younger son will turn to God before the other one, and XYZ. So he was like, he knew that his story wasn't finished, innit? So anyway, he gets to the place now, and again, he's been pronounced dead for like 4 hours at the point that the his sons called him, innit? So like in the morgue, he's white, but his body has started turning black and all that kind of stuff, And he was like, when he got there, like his son, so the older son that had told him, he's like, fam, like, I don't know what happened here, but as soon as I got off the phone from you, the guy just got up and started laughing and joking like everything was normal, basically, innit?
Really?
Which is, bro, it was insane. And do you know what it is? So the key thing in that story as well that I did miss out was that he was saying that from what he knew and what he felt that God had showed him from before, he was saying like, listen, I refuse to accept this grief. I refuse to grieve and all that kind of stuff, So I saw that this morning, innit? I was like, listen, God, I refuse to be sick. I refuse to be sick. I said that bare times, then I've ended up falling asleep. I've been walking up out of my sleep, I was trying to make it to the bathroom. As soon as I got in the bathroom, I started projectile vomiting everywhere,
Oh my
bro.
gosh,
Like, and I was like, it's a bit of a mad testimony, innit? But I felt like from what man prayed the night before, and then what man's ended up doing, I was thinking like, man. I was like, I love God, man. Love for that still. Do you get? so yeah, man, healing, innit?
Yeah, I hear it,
Feel good.
Sorry, that one was long-winded still.
For me, recently my daughter graduated.
Hey. That's how you got Spanish, boy. I loaded that one.
Literally a couple of days ago
Congrats,
on
man.
Thursday.
Wow.
And so it was just such a wonderful, wonderful day. Like I was just so overwhelmed by how amazing the day was, and she was really like anxious about it because she recently fractured her foot. So she didn't imagine doing her graduation with a boot on and a crutch and stuff, but the way that everything happened and played out, it was just so perfect. Like the whole day was perfect. All the stuff that she was really concerned about and worried about and anxious about, it just like, it was like as if like God really took control of the whole day and made it such a special day for her. And I'm just so thankful that I get to see how God shows up for her. And I get to see how she is able to see God in her own life. From me looking from the outside in, I can definitely like be able to witness how God is showing up for her, which really encourages me and actually inspires my faith as well. So it was just such a great day, and I'm just so thankful that she's, God has seen her through all of her academics, all of her education from GCSEs to A-levels to now graduating with first class degrees.
Hey!
Come on.
That one. He left that one out.
I'm just throwing that
Come on.
You know, she waits for everyone to get covered.
So yeah, really, really happy about that. I'm really thankful for everything.
Yeah, that's
That's
amazing.
very
Though.
good.
Well done, hey, well done, well done, well done, your first class. Well done, your first class.
Congratulations.
So one of my friends sent me like a video the other day of like our uni graduation sort of thing in it, like, but like the recent one that's just passed in it, and like they put it on social media when they're like going across stage and like they're all there like whatever they're doing and all that kind of stuff in it, and it's been posted on the actual uni's page.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, I don't remember them like
Putting our
embracing
stuff
this when we were in uni and that. And I was like, bro, do you know so mad? I even remember like one of the senior faculty members warning us like to not start doing all of that. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like, and I'm like, bro, it's actually mad that they've gone from there.
Oh,
yeah,
To
all the way.
now,
Posting it
yeah,
on-
they
yeah,
live
yeah,
stream
yeah.
it now. Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Content creation has got the world.
Oh,
Yeah, it's going, bro.
I wish I'd done something, you know. I wish I'd done something on the
Well,
stage still. I don't know what I would have done, but I wish I'd done something on the stage.
Yeah, people
still.
be doing TikToks on
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah. Like literally.
I wish
The
I-
America, they take it far. Have you seen the one where like I think like the professor and the student did like proper
Yeah,
dancing?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bro, I was like, alright, first.
I find it funny when they pronounce the names correctly though, and they
Yeah.
know that like, it's a long name. But it's like Oluwa Fumilayo.
Yeah,
Say it like
going
that.
for it
Oh,
still.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Well done, though.
Yeah, they post still.
Now times are changing for cheap, right?
No, come on, thank God, man, thank God. Okay, cool. Let's get into this, icebreaker. So we play a little game,
Okay.
yeah. And what we do, we're gonna pick for you an item in this room, and you're gonna have 1 minute to make a sermon out of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I've seen these on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's so good.
There's no prep time.
I mean, pressure. Okay.
There's no prep time.
Okay.
You even spun one earlier, you know.
Oh,
You still are talking.
That's why I even made a comment. I was like, yeah, no, you're gonna be good at it.
There's no prep time. We're gonna pick that item and you go. It's 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got an item that I think. But what do you lot? Have you lot got an item?
I can't even lie. I'm here for the fact that you've been bringing stuff.
Has it got with you?
That item, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
So, it's so funny because my cousin just called me from Nigeria.
What item is it?
It's a Nando's card.
Okay.
You ready? Yeah.
Is it specifically about the fact that it's a Nando's card or is it like something else?
Hey, do your thing.
Whatever. Okay.
Whatever. What do you think? All right. 3,
Okay.
Literally.
2,
Card, sorry.
1.
I think it's quite interesting that with Nando's cards, because I've got one myself, you just go to Nando's every time and you just give them your card whenever you remember to give them your card. But then it's like such a normal thing to do, and then they just swipe it, like, okay, cool, and then you go about your day, go eat your food and da-da-da-da. Then there'll be times where you all of a sudden get told, actually, you have a free Harper chicken on there. So unexpectedly, because although you know that the card is there to gather points and to be able to get rewards, but you don't necessarily think about it every time you get it to swipe. So the fact that on a random moment, you just get this amazing like freeness. It just reminds me of how God can just suddenly just pop up out of any situation. You think that you're just living your normal day-to-day life, doing what you normally do, and then one day God just changes things just like that.
Wow. Hey, come on. You know why that was very good as well? Because it's like I knew in your head straight away, you knew the angle you was getting. That was very good.
Well done,
Very,
still.
very
At the buzzer.
What? Very
Nah,
good
you know
still.
so bad, you know? It's like you open up here and you're like, oh, like, because you've got a Nando's card as well. You got a black one in it.
No.
Yeah.
So it's just a normal regular
no,
one.
you come.
I've got a black card for another restaurant there.
We're going after.
This is why we need to bring back them. You know,
Oh,
them
yeah.
Yeah, trust me.
For real.
Now that was good still.
Nah, it was.
Praise the
was.
Lord.
Well done.
Thank God for the random blessings.
I
I'm
know.
expecting.
No, but I expected it from you. Still. I expected it still. I do. That when you said reward, free reward. Yeah.
You know,
I said, yeah, man, you got it.
got it in the back still.
You got it, man. But yeah,
But
man.
listen, we got a very special guest in the building.
Come on.
Very special guest in the building today. We got the travel connoisseur.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on. We got the OG content
OG.
creator.
Come on.
OG vlogger.
in
You
this.
get me?
Listen, we got the
OG in
mother of the year.
Mother
Trust
of the
me.
year.
Wow,
Come
that's-
on.
First class,
Let's clap it up for Amina, man.
That's
Welcome.
Come on.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, that's a nice intro. I like that.
How
You should have
doing,
said president.
Ogala. Kawe soke. Kawe.
See, what practicing your Yoruba here.
It's actually quite
No,
embarrassing.
that sounded quite good though.
Yeah.
No, because I said Kawe soke, but it's
Kawo.
Kawo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kawo.
okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Iwo,
Kawo.
Yeah, what? I know you guys ready to correct us, but
Bro, you know that Idris Elba
I'm
thing,
doing
yeah?
that.
No, I was so bad. Because I was thinking,
You know
why,
it is,
why,
it's good.
I was thinking, why is Neil up in, boss?
It's
Like,
practice.
yeah,
What
like-
do you mean it's good? No, I'm saying,
Done.
I'm doing it.
That's
That's
the
good, bro.
condescending thing as well. So he's like, right.
What did I do? It's good.
You actually started.
it's good,
Oh,
it's
I
good.
can't- I
No,
can't
they
have
felt,
that.
they felt
know-
the
you know, like-
judgment through.
You know when our parents are like, oh, no, it's good.
Yeah, you tried.
That's what he did to
Really
us.
and truly, they're saying,
Hey, that is funny still.
funny. Oh,
Listen,
God.
how's your week been, man?
Yeah.
It's been really good. Like I said in my testimony, I've been on a high this week from my daughter's graduation. Even leading up to it, like the beginning of the week, I feel like I cried like twice just thinking about the ceremony. But yeah, I was just like really looking forward to it. Obviously, like we've been looking forward to it for a good while. And for it to actually like happen and everything went so well, it's such a lovely day. So I'm still kind of coming off the high of it. But yeah, this week has been really, really good. Thank God for, you know, being able to go all the way to Birmingham, come back, do the graduation, come back. And yeah, like it's just been a really blessed week. I've been a week of gratitude, just really thinking about the journey and not just where my daughter has come from in her education, but also being able to be there with her and see her through. Because I think that in itself is a blessing to be able to see your child go through all of those milestones and be present to witness her graduate and walk across that stage and get her certificate. So I was really thankful to God that, like, thank you for preserving me to be able to experience that with her as well.
Was it one of those ones where it's like, you know, because obviously you said you got quite emotional during the week as well, like just thinking about the journey. Was it one of them ones that you broke out into song that?
No,
You-
this is,
It's
I was
like one of
literally
them
now.
You know, you can see you faithful Lord that the rug put in.
That
yeah?
one, yeah. Nah, I hate it. Nah.
Crying
I
like
can't lie.
someone beat the hell out of
That
me,
one.
bro.
No, my crying is like so random. So basically, I go on walks regularly, like try and do like 10 to 15k walks a day. And I was on one of my walks, and I don't know how I started thinking about it because what I was listening to, I was even watching TikToks. So it's literally nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
And the thought just came to my mind that, like Natalia's graduation is coming up this week, and literally as I was walking, I just started crying. Like I was just like thinking about it and just thanking God, like, wow, that this is actually happening. That she's actually gonna go like do her graduation, and I'm just there walking down the street, just like just crying. I don't know, people were looking at me thinking, is she okay? But yeah, like it's just one of those ones, like just randomly just feeling so overwhelmed with gratitude to the point where I just had to just start thanking God. Yeah.
You know, like, so with what she studied in uni and stuff, how, like, and then what, like, her educational part in terms of what she did and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Were you, so obviously our parents, the typical generation is like, you must do X, Y, and Z. Like, how was that for you? Like, was it like you wanted her to go down a certain path, or was it?
I've always been very much like, do what you feel strongly to do. I've never been like, oh, you have to do this. Even when she was choosing like her A-levels or choosing what she wanted to do at uni, she chose psychology, so she graduated a psychology degree. Even when she was just trying to decide whether she wants to do economics or psychology or sociology, those are like her top three, the strongest from A-levels. And her economics teacher was very much like, oh, do economics, because she was really good at that as well. Sociology, she was really good at that. Psychology, she really, really good. So she had this internal battle of what she wanted to do. But I was never like, oh, do economics because, you know, you can really go further with that.
Economy.
You know what I mean? Like, even though a part of me was like, you know, economics would be really, really good for you to do, I didn't want to put that pressure on her. I really wanted it to be something that she decided for herself. I didn't want her to like do it and then down the line she's like, why did I choose this? I think she would have been like, anyway, because she's a very indecisive person. But I always give her that room to go through that thought process for herself, and I always tell her to pray about it. And she always asks for my opinion anyway. That's just the kind of relationship we have. No matter what, she's gonna ask me for my opinion. So I'll give my opinion, I'll share it, but I'll never be like, you have to do this. It was always like left for her, and obviously I'm praying for her as well. So yeah, it's always been like that. I've never felt like I needed to like tell her like you have to. Even going to uni in itself, there wasn't any pressure for her to like
go.
As much as I definitely wanted her to go to uni, because I just felt like she's just too clever to not, at least do that. If she decided that she didn't want to do it, I would have supported her regardless. Yeah,
that's
fair enough. But even taking it, let's take it. Let's rewind. Let's go back. Yeah. So one thing that we always used to like is, we always like to ask is, what was you like when you was growing up? So he was the young Amina. Like.
I was very stubborn.
Okay.
Very strong-minded. Basically like my mum. Me and my mum have very similar we look alike, and we have very similar personality, both in good and bad ways. So like my mum's very like carefree and funny. She doesn't take herself too seriously. She's always laughing, dancing around. That's literally me to a T. But then she has that side where she can be really stubborn, really hard-headed, like really like stuck in her like ways and what she wants and da-da-da-da. And I can also be like that as well. I see that in me as well. So when I was younger, we did used to clash a little bit because our personalities were very like similar. Like I wanted to do my own thing. She's very much like putting her foot down, like you can't do that. What do you mean? But I really loved my mum. And there was times where I thought she was a witch. But there's times I thought she was just too strict. I ran away from home one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
It takes a different kind of heart to do that, because it's like, like there was a time actually I ran away from home when I was younger as well.
You get to the door and it's like
to the bottom of the road.
You get to the bus stop. What about it?
No, this time I actually got to the bottom of the road, like, which was, we live at the top. I got to the bottom. There's even a bit of a hill. And I was actually like, fam, I actually don't have one of them bridges,
Just go to the yard.
But like, that's not the life we live in. We're all like responsible, innit?
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I gotta go back.
Yeah, where did you go?
So I got on the bus and I just stayed on the bus. I'd let the bus take me wherever. These times, bus was like 30p to get on the bus. So I got on the bus and I wrote a note in I had like a journal. So I wrote in the journal like, I hate everybody.
So they'll find it. So I'm writing in the journal. That's the only thing that you left on the table, but it's open on the right page.
I literally put it it was in my room on the bed. I wrote and that's where I wrote all my thoughts. So I was like, I hate everybody. I'm running away. So I got on the bus and I just took the bus, and the bus was just taking me wherever. I was seeing all parts of London I've never seen before. I was like, oh, this is what you call sightseeing. I was like, wow, okay, this is in London. I was like, just going everywhere. And I think by the time it got to the evening time, Andrew, I've been on bus after bus after bus the whole day. When it got to the evening, I was like, okay, where am I gonna go now? So then I decided to contact my close family friends who like my cousins. You know your cousins, your play cousins, who live literally like 2 blocks from me. So I basically came back home and ended up staying at their house, which is only 2 blocks. And then their mum told them that, oh, she's here. Their mum contacted mum, was like, oh yeah, she's here, she's with us. And I stayed over there and then I went back home the next day.
That's funny still.
I imagine when I first got expelled from school, and I didn't want to tell my mum what happened. No, I got excluded. Not expelled. But and then I left the house and I literally just was riding buses like, until I knew my mum was gonna leave the house. Then I came home. But then I remember that day my mum came home earlier than I had to bake off in my room and just keep so still, bro. Like, you don't understand. Listen. And then I had to wait for her to be like, for me not to hear her for a little bit. They tried to sneak out and all that kind of stuff.
And then come back in.
The maddest thing is, exactly. And then the maddest thing is, I know which stairs creak.
I got
to like kind of skip that one. What? I just quickly open the door, just shut it quickly. And that is actually just.
I can't believe I actually ran away from her. That was insane.
How old are you?
How old was I then? I feel like I was maybe like 15, maybe 14.
Okay.
14, maybe 14. That kind of age. Yeah, because I was in secondary school.
What area did you grow up in?
Hackney.
Oh, okay.
Well,
specifically Hoxton.
Okay.
I grew up in Hackney. I loved Hackney. I loved where I grew up. It was just it was such a vibe. Like Dalston Market. It was literally all the like Jamaicans and Africans. Like it was such a like cultural hub, and like, I really loved it. And there were so many schools around, so there was like Skinner's, and then there was like what's that school that was Haggiston, and then there was St. John's, which is the school I went to, primary school. Like it was just a lot of young people and like really cultural like area. So I loved growing up in Hackney.
I didn't
It
know
was the
about
ghetto, but I loved it.
That's the thing. I didn't know about East London properly till I got older. I'm from South.
Okay, yeah.
So the first time I went to Hackney, I was like, okay, this reminds me of South a bit. Like, a bit worse, but it reminds me of South a bit. It was because where did we go? I went somewhere with my mum. So I went to 2 different areas. And that area just looked like foreign, different races. I ain't seen these type of races before where I'm from. But Hackney, I said, yeah. This one, we're really local. We're really local in them places.
Yeah.
So like, did you grow up in church? Or?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
My mum randomly decided to go to church when I was like 8. Yeah, like before then, we didn't go to church or nothing.
Okay.
Is that because I saw your name's more of a like Muslim name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it
when I was younger, people used to call me by my actual Nigerian name, which is Bola.
Okay.
Short form of Bolaji. That's my middle name. But I think I started going by Amina in uni, I think it was. I can't remember. But yeah, because Mobology was my middle name, but everyone used to call me, like all my friends and family. If you know me from when I was younger, you know my name is Bola. That's like my name. But yeah, my stepdad was, I don't know if he was Muslim or he was something. But my mum, she to her starting to go to church, I didn't know what she was. We didn't have anything going on. We just literally a random Sunday. She just took me she was like, oh, we're going to go to church. I was like, church? What's going on there? And it was a white garment church. So it was one of those churches where you wear like the white dresses and stuff.
We're
So yeah, we started going to that type of church when I was little. And funnily enough, it was in that kind of church environment that I kind of randomly one day started speaking in tongues. And I was doing it because I was actually making fun of the aunties that were doing it. So we used to go to this like Friday night vigil thing, and they would like play music and clap their hands. And me and the kids, we just literally just started doing the same thing and just making fun of them, like dancing and clapping and pretending that we were speaking in tongues. But then I actually started speaking in tongues for real. Yeah. And that was like my first encounter with God. I think I was probably like 10, like 9, 10. It was so random. And then I started secondary school, and from then I was like praying and talking to God, but I don't know if I really had a real relationship with God. I was just kind of doing things because that's what I saw other people doing at church. Like, oh, I'm supposed to read my Bible from Genesis to Revelation. So I used to it was very religious, like just doing things because that's what you're supposed to do kind of thing. But that stayed with me all through my secondary school education, where I was just like, going to church, same white garment church, praying, speaking in tongues, and reading my Bible. And it's crazy that I was doing all of this stuff, but really and truly, like, I don't know if I really genuinely, I felt like I loved God. I felt like I had a relationship with God, but a lot of what I was doing was very religious and cultural. And then eventually I got pregnant. Yeah, I got pregnant with my daughter.
Eventually. Even like the birds and the bees and that.
Yeah, somewhere along the line at 17, I got pregnant. And that was crazy because imagine going to a white garment church where they've seen you practically be the youth pastor and you're there speaking in tongues, praying, like they know you as that young girl that's always in church and stuff. And you're the same one that is now coming to tell us you're pregnant.
So wait, so you can speak like Yoruba quite fluently then?
No, I can speak Yoruba.
Because I swear they do like
services a lot of it is Yoruba. Like I could understand some stuff, I couldn't understand everything. Because my mum would speak to us in Yoruba at home. So I can understand it, but I just couldn't speak it. Unless it's the hardcore one where they're like proper like, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, everything used to be in Yoruba, like the songs and stuff like that. It's very like African, Nigerian church. So then I got pregnant. I met my daughter's dad when I was like 16, first boyfriend, first everything, and got pregnant, had my daughter. I think I was 18 by the time I had her. And that was a whole thing. Like the church was in disarray, the pastor was in disarray, everyone was in disarray. Like, what? I can't believe it. There's no way she got pregnant. Da 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 da. My mom was very much like, well, the day I went to go and tell her that I was pregnant, because basically I left the house, staying at prior to me leaving my house. When I found out I was pregnant, my daughter's dad's mum was saying, "Have you told your mum? Have you told your mum?" So obviously I told him.
Did you tell them straight away, or was it
no?
like okay.
I kind of waited a bit because I was scared.
Yeah.
So when I found out, I obviously told him. He told his mum, and every time I went to his house, she kept asking me, "Have you told your mum? Have you told your mum?" I was like, "Do you know my mum? Do you know my mum is a Nigerian woman?" She's like, "Oh, you have to tell her. You have to tell her." And then because I was avoiding it for so long, eventually she was like, "Get in the car. We're gonna go to your house, and we're gonna tell her."
Right.
Yeah. So by force, and that day I was thinking, today I'm gonna die.
That's really old school parenting,
Yeah. She came along with you as well.
Yeah, she literally was like, "We're going." So her, my daughter's dad, myself drove to my house.
Wow.
How long is the journey between their house and you?
Because they were based in Walthamstow, and I'm in Hackney, Hoxton. So it's like maybe 20-30 minute drive.
That guy must have felt like
what life was flashing.
I was just like, I'm finished. I was like,
did you used to get like smacked when you was younger?
Yeah.
So like, to be fair, actually, by that time, it's irrelevant because by that time, it
grown.
wouldn't have been the same thing.
No, I thought my mum was gonna beat me up and kill me. Yeah, definitely. I was like, I'm
so
done.
going with someone kind of helps then. Because it's kind of like,
Yeah.
surely you're not going to do it in front of.
Yeah, so then we went to my house, went up the stairs, and my mum was in her room, and we came in, and my daughter's dad's mum, he's Jamaican, innit? And she was like, "Oh, Mina, I have something to tell you." And then my Jamaican accent, and then she's like, "Tell Anna," and then my mum was like, "What's going on? What is it?"
Here?
And then I couldn't say it, like the words "I'm pregnant" couldn't come. I was like, just
She said it for you.
and then my daughter's dad's mom was like, "She pregnant." And my mom was like, "What?" And she's like, "She pregnant." I was like, "She heard you the first time. She definitely heard you the first time. You don't need to repeat it." And she's like, "Oh my gosh." And then she was saying that how she had a dream that she knew.
What was your mum was saying?
Yeah, my mom was saying that, she had a dream that she knew it. She's like, "I'm so disappointed. How can you do this? Blah, 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 blah." She was so upset. But I'm thankfully, like, she wasn't like explosive to the point where she's like, She was just very much like, I could tell she was disappointed. You know what I mean? But while she was doing all of that, I literally like just stepped out of the room and I just started packing my things. I was like, there's no way I can stay in this house after I've just told her this. So I just started packing my stuff and I went back with them, back to their house. And I stayed there for the majority of my pregnancy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just came back home to like get more clothes and stuff. And I think that worked out well because my mum had her space to kind of process what was going on. And so by the time it was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I gave birth, that's when I moved back home because my mum had now had so much time to like process and eventually come round. And then I went into labour at home. It was my mum that took me to the hospital. She was there for the whole thing. And now she's obsessed with my daughter, obviously. She was fine afterwards.
What was it like in like so were you in college at the time?
Yeah, I went back to college after I had my daughter to finish my course. I was actually taking her with me to college, so I'll drop her off at the creche and go upstairs to my class. So I was determined to finish my course.
I remember in college one time there was a girl that she just went missing for time, so like nobody knew where she was, and then it was a sociology exam, and then she walked in and she was pregnant. I was like, okay, like this is she's pregnant kind of thing. That's where she went in it, because obviously with the pregnancy, it's like the woman is the one that holds the pregnancy. So like her spouse or whoever could just go to college as normal. But obviously you can't go to college and
you
then
can't
it's like you
hide
come
it.
and then
Yeah.
you're pregnant.
And what was it like at the time? So obviously you mentioned like you alluded to being scared and all that kind of stuff. Like, and I don't think one thing I've realised and I saw a video that was talking about this the other day is that even our parents and stuff like that, like this guy was basically talking about he spoke to his dad and he had a conversation with his dad, and this is like when he's had his children now, so his dad's a granddad now, and he was like he had an honest conversation with his dad one time, and his dad was just like to him like, listen, like even till now I'm still just figuring things out. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I feel like that's something that as parents you don't necessarily lose, because every child is different, every journey is different. Do you get what I'm trying to say? No 2 days are the same, all that kind of stuff. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like you're always gonna have things that you're feeling like, right, cool, is this the right decision? What's the like ramifications that can happen and all that kind of stuff? So just like in terms of like going into like young motherhood, what was that like? Like even in terms of the learning curve, like what was that like?
I definitely had to grow up really fast. And mind you, when I was pregnant, I wanted a boy so bad because I was like, I don't want to have to deal with this. If I have a girl and she comes to tell me that she's pregnant, that was literally all I was thinking in my head, that I haven't set a good example here. So if I have a girl, I don't want her to be like, oh, mum, I'm pregnant. I don't know. I don't want to have to go through that and deal with that because I did it. I thought like it's going to happen to her as well. So I was so like really, really wanting a boy, because at least a boy, you can't come and tell me that you're pregnant. The other person is pregnant.
Did you find out on the day that you gave birth, or did you find out before that?
Oh no, I found out before.
Okay,
I found out before.
You know a lot of people out there.
Yeah,
I can't do that. Still.
I can't do that.
I can't wait until the day and just be like, oh,
I might run it. I'm
not gonna run it.
Nah, man.
I mean, if you have like multiple, so if you have like 2, 3, maybe one of them just throw in like a
surprise.
You're surprised, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to know beforehand. But so when I found out I was having a girl, I was like, oh Lord, please help me. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna raise this girl. I was so like, felt so like unprepared, unequipped. Like I was just, obviously I'm literally 18 years old. I'm literally a child with this big responsibility of having to raise this tiny human being. And the thought of having an abortion didn't cross my mind at all. It was suggested to me, but I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I was just like very much like, okay, to be honest with you, I was winging it. That whole like period of when I had my daughter when she was a baby, going into being a toddler, it all feels like a blur to me because I was literally just winging it. I was just trusting God through everything and just doing whatever I could during that time to just survive. I was in survival mode for the duration of that time. Even when like as she got older, and I started like, obviously starting to, see more of her personality and everything like that, I was very much like, okay, I want to make sure that she can talk to me about anything. I know that was one thing that I knew in the back of my mind because I didn't have that with my mum. I was determined that I want to have a relationship with her where she can come to me about anything. So from the moment she was able to talk, like from like 2, 3, and she was able to like put sentences together, like when I picked her up from nursery or whatever, I would be like, how was your day? Like, what did you do today? And I'll just let her like bubble on and say whatever she wants, even though I'm not listening. Like she's talking her little baby language, I don't understand everything she's saying, but I'll just let her like just talk. And that was kind of like a way of me just practicing that with her, that she can just talk to me about everything. Until this day, she can talk for England. She'll just be yapping, go like just telling me everything. And I'm so glad that we've been able to like maintain that. Because throughout the years, even when she was in like secondary school and going through that phase of puberty and all of these things, we've been able to talk about everything.
How? Really good. So obviously, because I'm assuming you're probably out of your daughter's friends' parents. You're probably the youngest one. So how was that?
She was literally saying the other day, because I turned 40 this year in April.
Hey, congrats.
Come on.
You don't look a day over 20.
Thank you. You know black don't crack. So yeah, she was saying to me that how like it's so mad that I've only just turned 40. Mind you, her friends' parents have been in their 40s from back in school days. So she was like thinking, "Bruh, mum, you only just turned 40 now. Like that's actually so mad."
Smoking them in those school sports days.
What? I do school sports days.
I went to sports days. Yeah, I used to run. I used to be like do relay in that. So from secondary school, I was very athletic in school. Yeah. So I was like, so
funny. I literally saw a video today of 2 parents.
Oh yeah, and the son.
They were off. No, they were. No, you look.
The mum was.
The mum was kind. The mum was.
Oh, she was gone. No, it was insane.
So that's a flex. That's a flex. The son won. The dad won. The mum won. Yeah. Her sports day. I was definitely there. Like, bring it. Like, what's good? Mind you, I'm younger than all of you. Anyway.
So that's mad because I guess sometimes when you're having kids, you have the support of, what did you do? Or like, how did you do that with your kids? But I guess in your case, you didn't
you know what? I had some friends who had a child in like teenage mums.
Yeah,
I had one friend that my friend, my good friend. She had a child before me, like a year before she was pregnant. And for us, it was like, whoa, like, oh my gosh, mind you, in the following year, me too. That's why you have to be. Don't ever think it can never be you, because it will be you.
Is that true still?
Don't be too quick to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You can't believe it because you happen to you too. But yeah, so that was the only example. I mean, there was other people as well, but I didn't really know them. But my friend, she was one example. But obviously, she's doing her thing. I'm doing my thing. Especially when we leave school and everyone's going their separate ways. You can't always like be in touch all the time. But yeah, most of my friends, like even as I was growing up and getting older, like they didn't have kids, like you know. So yeah, it was a bit much like just you and your child kind of thing.
And it wasn't all you know, like nowadays, like there's so much content around.
There's
like,
better information.
How to bring up your children, babies, like all that kind of stuff. And it's like I don't think that was around at the time. To be honest with you, growing up, it was like it was all like just what they teach you, and like you know when you go like your prenatal classes.
Yeah, when you go to the clinic.
That's what they really teach you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then after that, I felt like there wasn't really much.
I was watching a lot of like there was a show on I can't remember what channel it was back in the day where they used to show women giving birth.
One born every minute.
I don't know if it was one born any.
I feel like that's a bit more new.
I think that's a bit new as well.
There was a channel that I used to watch religiously, just watching women give birth. That was
So
like my
many women say
preparation.
this.
Huh?
So many women say this.
Yeah, that was literally my only preparation for giving birth. I would just watch that show and watch women give birth, and for me that was like, okay, like this is me preparing myself to do this thing that I've never done before, and I'm literally 18 years old.
And it didn't make you any more like, damn, like, because I could imagine some of their reactions were insane.
Yeah, like they were just like, I was thinking, wow, like how am I gonna do this? Like how is this supposed to happen? Like I was just really like, can I actually do this? Like this is mad. Like this is actually mad. But thankfully, my labor was just so like, it wasn't like crazy. It was just more so like the length of time that I was in labor, and I had to obviously get stitches and stuff. I was vomiting and all sorts, but it wasn't like traumatic. It wasn't a traumatic experience. Even the midwife, when I first came in and I was in labor, I was really quiet. Like I was in pain, but I wasn't like shouting or anything. And the ward where they put you, where you're like maybe a few centimeters, you're not quite ready to give birth yet, but like they just put you somewhere with other women who are also in labor. There was a woman that was literally screaming so loud, and the midwife was like, there's an 18-year-old girl over there. She's not shouting. Why are you shouting like this? Literally.
In this day and age, that person will get fired.
This day and age.
You get fired.
Hey, have you seen the TikTok thing? Where he's like, shut up, I push your baby. Yeah, shut up, I push your baby.
Yeah, I literally could hear the midwife telling the other woman, like, why are you shouting like this? There's a little girl over there. She's not even making any noise. I was like, is she allowed to say that?
Bro, I remember when I went to the hospital and when my wife was giving birth and that, and like there was a lady that was in there shouting. What? Come to find out, I think my missus was even more dilated than her.
Really?
But this time she went in first.
Yeah,
and do you know what it is as well? Because this is something that I can't remember who told me this. Like one of my brethren that had like a child quite young, he was like to me like, "Rah, listen, like because especially with black women, like you guys don't necessarily, not everyone, you're not monoliths, all that kind of stuff that we learned from Clubhouse and that, but you don't necessarily show pain in the same way as other races. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So even the fact that you was like, you're just quietly going through your contractions and that. Bro, there's other people, bro, no, I'm not even joking. This lady was sweating, crying, everything, bro. Like, shouted, like, no. And then when she would, you know, because you have like the contractions, then you have like a little break in between, So, I was like, rare. I was like, damn. Because then I'm hearing that, looking at my missus like, yo, you must stop doing all of that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But yeah, like it's just mad thinking about that whole situation and how, like, for example, like because of the fact that you're kind of like holding it down, they might not attend to
exactly.
Okay,
you're okay. But I did have to speak up because there was one time I was like, I feel like I need to go to the toilet. I could have just like gone to the toilet, but because I said something, I was like, oh, I feel like I need to go to the toilet. The midwife was like, no, don't go to the toilet. Because you get this sensation to push, and you're not supposed to push yet, especially if you're not at 9 centimeters. So when you get that feeling, you're supposed to just not act on it, like because then it could be dangerous because you could like put a lot of pressure on the baby.
Yeah,
Like their heart pressure goes up or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I did speak up when I felt certain things, but I wasn't like hysterical. I wasn't like hysteric. So yeah, it wasn't like super traumatic, which I thank God for.
So we go from like going church, secondary school, reading the Bible. You've had your daughter now. Where does like your faith come into it? So when did you feel like you're like, you know what, you started taking faith more seriously, or like that? I don't use the word graduation, but like that kind of change.
So my daughter, I think at the time she was probably like maybe 6 now or something. And I was still going to the same church. Mind you, that church, they stopped wearing the white garment. They decided to like wear normal clothes.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was still very much an African cultural church. And I was going to that church for years up, from, giving birth, my daughter getting older and older in there. And I think as time went on, I started kind of having a lot of questions when it came to my faith. I was still going to church. I was still praying, still talking to God. I still felt like I had a relationship with God at the time. I still loved God. I felt like I loved God. And despite like, still engaging in fornication, still, just living my life, I
really
still...
put it out the proper name, but it should like...
Yeah. I was still doing all of that stuff, not really having a full understanding of everything. And then I started like having more and more questions in my head about, okay, like, are the things that I'm learning, am I actually like taking it in? Do I really like believe this stuff? And then I started watching the God channel. I don't know if it's still... I went through a phase of like watching the God channel, and it really opened my eyes to a deeper understanding of who Jesus was. Because I think before then I just saw him as this person that we pray to, and he came, he died for us and stuff like that. But I didn't know him properly. And the God channel, they used to do all these programs, especially in like from like a Jewish perspective, like really going into like Jewish culture. And it really opened my eyes to understanding who Jesus actually was and the time that he lived in. So he became more real to me. He actually became like a person. Like, okay, this person, he was Jewish. He was born into this Jewish culture, and they used to do this, and this is what they used to wear. This is the life they used to live. So, oh wow, it's actually a person. He's not this spiritual being. And that really opened my eyes. And they would do all these Bible studies and theology. That was my first time coming across like terminology like that. Like, what is theology? And really breaking down the Bible. And then they would like do these things where they would show stuff in the Old Testament and see where Jesus is in those scriptures. And I was like, wow, so Jesus has literally been in the Bible the whole time. Mind you, I wasn't learning this at church. I was learning this on this TV channel that I used to watch all the time. And then when I would go to church, I'm like, okay, I'm being fed at home watching this channel. I feel like I'm being fed spiritually. I'm learning. I'm really like starting to really grasp my faith. But then at church, it just felt like we were just going through the motions, and it was just more like a cultural thing. It felt like I was going to just African church, as opposed to I'm being fed spiritually. So then I started thinking, I don't know if this is where I can be in terms of being able to grow in my faith. I don't know if this is the right place for me. And that's when I started thinking for myself that, okay, I want to go to a church that's going to really help me to grow in my faith. And I really want to know God for myself properly. I have all these questions in my mind, and I'm not getting the answers that I need. I'm not being fed the way that I want to be fed. And that's when I decided, okay, I think it's time for me to move on from my church. Mind you, this is the church my mum was going to. So that really was a turning point for me, where I was starting to really take my relationship with God as my responsibility, as opposed to I'm just going to a church my mum goes to. And I started thinking about it for myself, like what type of church do I need to grow in my faith with God? Well, one thing I would say, before I even left that church, there was a particular person that preached that hadn't preached before, and he preached about fornication, and that was my first time coming across what fornication was. Even though for years I've read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and it never occurred to me that fornication was a sin. I didn't know what fornication was. So until that guy preached the message, because it wasn't something that was spoken about in my church, it wasn't a sermon that would be preached. That really like hit me. I was convicted straight away, and I was like, yeah, I can't continue fornicating. I literally went to my daughter's dad. We were still together at the time. And I was like, yeah, we can't sleep with each other unless we get married.
And they must have spun, man.
And
Imagine, man.
He's like, no, we're like 10 years deep.
We was living together, been together. Obviously, we had a baby together. He was just like, what are you talking about? Like, he was so confused. But the conviction was so strong. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this no more. Like,
was he in the church as well, or was he not?
No, he wasn't a Christian.
Cool,
you know when people like say they're Christian, but they're not. He's not Christian. Christian. I used to like try and convince him to come to church and stuff, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, he just was like confused. He thought I was going through a phase. You know what I mean? But then he realized that I'm actually being serious. Yeah. And then obviously we had to go our separate ways because he weren't trying to marry me. We're literally like 21, 22. He's getting married at that age. So yeah, I basically had to like be like, okay, well, this is not gonna work. Went our separate ways, and I literally spent like next few years just focusing on myself, on my daughter. And then I found the church that I go to now, and I started going there, and definitely that also helped me to grow in my faith and in my relationship with God. And it just, I got baptized in that church, and that was my first time getting baptized. So like, in all the years that I was going to my other church, never baptized, didn't even know that baptism was something that was mandatory or something that needed to be done. And yeah, so when I was going to my church, I was like, they did like a retreat where you can go away and you like study the word of God and stuff, and then you get baptized. And I got baptized there. I felt the Holy Spirit for the first time properly, outside of like speaking in tongues and jumping up and down in my church that I used to go to. And it felt more real to me. It felt like I was born again then. That was the actual moment where I felt like, okay, I'm actually giving my life to Christ now.
Declaration now.
No.
You said that so when you heard that, so before you've gone to this new church, you've heard that preaching has convicted you. Yeah. Was it then that you started that whole journey of celibacy?
Yes.
Oh, it was. I swear. And then since then,
literally enough. From that moment, I was like, I'm not having sex. Wow. Like I don't want to do it. Because the conviction was so strong, and I know for everyone the experience is different. Sometimes it's a battle, and it's a struggle. It's like you're in and out.
Temptations,
you're not fully like convinced. Or even sometimes you're convinced, you know it's wrong, but you're still finding yourself in that situation. For me, I was like 10 toes down, standing on business. I'm not doing it anymore. Like there was nothing that my daughter's dad could say or do to change my mind. I was like, I don't wanna do that anymore. Like,
but then so when that happened, did you have like a clean break, as in, so there wasn't any time where it was like, oh damn, like, because like we're not to say that we should be doing it, but like we're all human to a certain degree. So there will be moments of weakness and stuff.
Yeah, like that. I've had times where like it could have happened, that it's been close,
okay, cool.
but it's just not happened. I've definitely had temptations. I've had people like that I've been interested in or been interested in me, and you find yourself in this situation where you could do it, but I was just like, nah, I can't.
Oh, fair. That's it.
You
got to be strong-willed though.
Bro, very
it's like,
serious still.
To be able to be like, listen, nah, like it takes a lot still, can't it?
I don't want to skip past the celibacy thing, but just as you mentioned people that you were dating, how did dating like go for you? Because I guess it was.
You know what? I didn't really date. I didn't really date. People that were interested in me were people like that already knew me, or people that were like in my like circle, or people that knew me. I didn't really. I think at the time, especially after I broke up with my daughter's dad, like I wasn't really interested in guys. I was so focused on like getting my life together, because now I'm like a single mum and I'm still very much young in my early 20s, and I've got these like 3-year-old that I've got to bring up. So I wasn't really interested in, mind you, when I was younger, before I met my daughter's dad, I was very much a tomboy. So I never really like saw guys in a romantic way. It was more so, oh, that's my brethren, that's my friend. Like I can appreciate if I liked a guy and he was good looking or whatever, but I was never in that space of mind. I want a boyfriend. Like, you know, I never had that phase of like being boy crazy or wanting a boyfriend or stuff like that. So I think if I didn't meet my daughter's dad, I probably would still be like that. After our relationship, obviously he was my first boyfriend, lost my virginity to him, had a baby, started living, literally did everything every stage with this one person. So after that, it wasn't like a burden, like a thing, like I was like, I need to find a man, I need to meet someone else. I wasn't interested in that. Like my mind didn't even go there at all. But it was more so guys coming to me and being like, showing interest.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, okay, okay, like not really knowing what to do with that information. And then there'll be times where obviously like they're trying to like move to you and stuff. Even when you go out and guys move to me at the time, I'll be like, yeah, I'm celibate. Like, I'll just tell them straight away. Yeah. I'll tell them straight away.
Man. I'm like,
I'll tell them straight away.
That's straight away, boy.
Yeah, I'll tell them
so
straight
funny,
away.
And this is nitpicking, but we always talk about this here. You know what's so funny? Growing up in South, if you say, when they would, like, so if a guy moved to me, like, say move to me or try to move to me.
It's different thing, yeah.
So if you say move to me, that's
success.
Successfully.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you say try to move to you, then it's like they tried to.
attempted.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you're saying it, you're saying they tried to move.
They attempted to move to you.
Yeah. They tried to move to me, or they moved to me, but they weren't successful. Or I don't know.
No, so they tried to move to
me. Okay. Yeah.
But I get that, because if you start the same bit, I tried to, it just sounds like you're trying to. As opposed to, they moved to me, but
Move to me
is that, even like, I pause, but obviously when the man were talking about, you tried to move to XYZ, or you moved to him. So you have to say, if you say you moved to him, that means you
that means you robbed him.
Okay, that way I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
Nitpicking, boy. But yeah, no, that's my. But yeah, so in terms of like just like dealing with that, then so when people try to, you'll be like, raw, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I used to
quite
say it
early
off.
on?
Yeah, I say it straight away.
So if someone, let's say someone saw you somewhere on the road or whatever, and it was like, oh yeah, boom, boom, like.
Mind you, I
what's
used to
your
be
name?
really reluctant about giving out my number anyway. Yeah, I've always been like that. Like, I'll just be like, I don't really give my number to people. If you do by chance, do get my number, because these times there wasn't social media. Now, like nowadays, and even in the last, since Instagram existed, I would be like, oh, take my Instagram. Yeah. I used to, even in Snapchat, I never used to be like, oh, take my Snap, like the young kids do these days. Like, what do you mean take my
Snap was a bit more intimate, innit?
No, I would have guys say, "Oh, can I get your Snap?" I'm like, "Okay, this is how I know
Snap.
you're."
Yeah, they're your age. Yeah. Definitely.
You think I'm the age that you are? I'm not your age. I'm actually your auntie. Yeah.
You must get that a lot, though, innit? You get a lot of younger guys trying to move to you.
Yeah. No one ever thinks I'm like older. They always think I'm their age. Even kids like school uniform.
Yes.
I'm like, I can be your mom. I can be your mom, you know.
That's funny. Very true.
That's actually,
I did not like. You know, sometimes it's a joke that
I can literally be your
mom. No,
mom.
I can
I actually be your mom, because you're literally the same age as my daughter.
Yeah.
So then in terms of like, so just like going into, obviously you're talking about navigating sort of dating or whatever, but you weren't really looking for it, How did you then channel your energy into sort of the content creation that you're doing now?
With content creation, I've always kind of been interested in like fashion. I used to love going to charity shops, very much like thrifting, all that kind of stuff. And my friend, Satonia, she was doing like life coaching stuff back then. And I'd actually paid her to do a session with her, because at the time I didn't really know what I wanted to do creatively. I went to uni and I studied occupational therapy, which literally has nothing to do with what I do now. But I did it because, one, I wanted to finish college. I wanted to, I even did an advanced course as well. I wanted to do something. I didn't want to just be a single mom that didn't really do anything with herself. So I was still determined to try and find something to do. And because growing up, I was very much like interested in so many different things. I never had one thing that I was like really good at and like could like tunnel vision with.
Black gifted and talented.
Yeah, my interest was so diverse. Like I just wanted to do everything. I wanted to be an actor at one point. I wanted to be a presenter. I wanted to sing. I wanted to dance. I wanted to do sports. Like I just, whatever I enjoyed is what I wanted to do. Whereas like a lot of people, like they have one thing that they've always wanted to do since they was a kid, and they just follow through that. For me, this was so frustrating, because I was just like, why can't I just pick one thing? But I would just be so like, you know what, whatever I find interesting at the time, I'm gonna go and do it. So at the time I was like, okay, I've gone to college now, let me see what, because I think there was one time I wanted to like be a nurse. So I said, okay, I can do nursing, let me see what that's about. So I did a course in health and social care. And then when I did that course, I then was now applying for universities. And then by the time I was applying for universities, I was like, wait, I have to take people's blood and stuff. I have to give them injection. I was like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. So then while I was like literally trying to pick what university to go to, and I was looking through all the prospectus or whatever I saw occupational therapy, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Okay, I'm going to do that. So I literally Googled it, and I was like, oh, what's occupational therapy? I've never heard of it before. I was like, okay, it doesn't involve, I don't have to give anyone injections. It's still health related. So I went and done that at uni, and then I got a job working at a school with children with autism.
Okay.
Loved that job because I really got to see the amazingness of autistic children, which I know for some people might sound a bit crazy because obviously they've got this impairment, but they're genuinely the most interesting humans I've ever experienced in my life. Like, it was just such an amazing experience to work with them, and they were from like 11 to 18, 19 years old. And that was where I was working at the time. Mind you, I used to come to work with blue hair, green hair, purple hair. So I was very much still expressing my creativity in how I dressed. So I used to wear like all these funky clothes, I had piercings. I used to do my hair all different colors. Thankfully, the school I was working at were fine with it. They were very much like, yeah, just do whatever you want. And you have to like dress
sensory
smart.
overload or nothing like that?
No, it wasn't. It was even good for the kids because they were like something interesting for them to like focus on. So I was working there. Really good job, well paid. Like I was literally set. Like I was really good. And then I started thinking about stuff I wanted to do. These times I just joined Instagram and I was like posting pictures of my outfits and my hair and stuff like that. And my friend who was doing life coaching, she was like, oh, so like, what do you want to do with this? Like you're on Instagram, you're posting and stuff. And mind you, I used to post like, oh, I got my outfit from a charity shop. It was £1. It was £2. Nobody was doing that on Instagram at the time. Like, who's this girl that's coming to tell us that she shops in a charity shop? Which is such a taboo. Like, why are you shopping in a charity shop? Like, what's wrong with you? But I didn't care. I was like, yeah, I got this for £5. And I used to post it and share it on Instagram. And then she was like, okay, why don't you like start a YouTube channel and show people where you buy this stuff? Because obviously people will be asking me, where'd you get this? Where'd you get that? And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I will do that. So that's when I started my YouTube channel. And literally the first few videos you see on there, all the way down 10 years ago, was me going to a charity shop and choosing outfits and being like, oh, I got all of this for £20 and stuff like that. So that's how like my social media journey started. I started the YouTube channel, and then on Instagram, I started posting more often, like posting my outfits, letting people know where I got it from. And I think the first brand that reached out to me was Pretty Little Thing. And they were like, oh, we'd love to like work with you. Can you like post an outfit and we'll pay you, or do a video on YouTube and we'll pay you? And I was like, whoa, what's this? What's going on here? Like, I didn't know this was a thing. Mind you, the word influencer didn't exist at the time. Content creator didn't exist at the time. It was just people posting on Instagram, and it was in alphabetical order. Or what's it called? Chronological order. Like, it was just so normal. And the only people that would follow me were like my friends and family. People that actually knew me. And then obviously, as I was growing, more people started following me just organically. That's how. Did I answer your question?
No, was this
how it kind of started.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Because I will just be waffling on.
Honestly, it was very well structured.
Yeah, it was.
Honestly,
I wanted to ask about like what it's like raising your daughter within like the social media sort of like era. Because with our generation, like a lot of us, we speak about it in theory, innit? Like, okay, are you gonna allow your children to do X, Y, and Z with social media? And obviously, by the time our children get to like teenage or whatever, would have evolved into something else.
Yeah.
So like, what was it like bringing up your daughter basically within this whole social media sort of era as it is now?
I mean, initially I didn't post anything about her. So for a long time, people that were following me didn't know I had a child. They didn't know I was a mum. And then I think eventually, like slowly, I started like mentioning it that I'm a mum, I've got a daughter and stuff like that. I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting. Like they didn't know that. And then obviously at the same time, my daughter's growing up, and I think at the time she was like 15 now. And mind you, she was the one that would take my pictures. So from like the age of like 8 years old, she would be the one that would be taking. So I'll be posting these pictures, not people not knowing that it's my daughter that's been doing it. Yeah. So when she was like 15, I think it was coming up to her 15th birthday or just before then, I kind of had a conversation with her because by now people are aware that I've got a daughter. They'll see me with her in my like content sometimes. And I was like, I would have a conversation with like, oh, do you mind like me sharing your social, like she was on Instagram, but it was only like her school friends and stuff that followed her. And I kind of had a conversation to ask her, like, are you okay with me letting people know that you're on Instagram? Because I used to get a lot of young girls like saying, oh, like, what's your daughter's page? What's your daughter's Instagram? Does she have her own Instagram? And she was like, yes, like she's fine with it. So obviously she's going through her own puberty phase, like coming on social media, seeing all these other types of people and being very self-aware about herself, how she looks. So she was going through that. So I didn't want to like throw her into the deep end and have people have opinions about her or anything, because I was very protective of her. So I wanted to make sure that she was ready to be put out like that, because I didn't want to just do it without her consent kind of thing. And she was like, okay, yeah, like it's fine, like she's okay with it. And then from me tagging her in like my content when we take pictures together, because we used to take loads of pictures together and we used to be matching outfits. And I think that's how a lot of people came to know us from the pictures we'd post of us together. Obviously people thinking, oh my gosh, how can that be your daughter? And then obviously she had her own page and she started growing her own following as well. Obviously it's people similar to her age finding her interesting and stuff like that. So then she started developing her own following. She started her own YouTube channel just after GCSEs. And then she now has her own audience, that people that follow her on TikTok and whatever.
Oh, that's it.
Still,
I've not seen that though.
Yeah,
it's actually been so interesting to see, because obviously I never imagined that I would be a social media person and have a daughter that's also on social media. Like I never foresaw that this would be the case. She was literally just like a child whose mum posted on Instagram and had like followers on Instagram, but I don't think she even saw it for herself as well. She didn't think that she would now also be in social media. So when she started her YouTube channel, I was one that was like editing all her videos for her. She would just film them and I'll just edit it for her. And then when I started seeing like how people were being so drawn to her and how natural she was at doing it, I was like, you need to learn how to edit yourself. So I basically like was teaching her how to edit and encouraging her to like learn how to edit herself, which she did. So then she started doing her own content and editing herself. And yeah, just growing her own following and me just seeing how she was. Mind you, she's very reserved. She's like kind of like shy. She's a little bit socially awkward at times, kind of has social anxiety. If she doesn't know you, she'll be really quiet and reserved. But she was able to like express her true self while being on social media and creating these videos, and people could see what I see in her personality, is like her being her carefree self. Which I thought was really good for her confidence at the time as well, to help her build her confidence and get through that stage of puberty where she was like questioning herself, questioning her looks. You know how like, I don't know how it is for boys, but for girls, like it's really like a thing to like start seeing yourself and seeing other girls and thinking, oh, I don't have big boobs, or I don't have a big bum, or I'm skinny and that girl's thick. Like, do you know what I mean? Especially that age where like they have social media, they have Snapchat. Whereas I didn't have that. When we were growing up, the people you saw are the people you saw every day. Like, do you know what I mean? If your friends, like how your friends look is the people that you see. You don't see no one on the internet unless you're watching a movie or whatever. But obviously, with her, like she gets it from school, like so obviously the girls in her school, then she goes on the internet and then there's people on the internet as well, so it's like cause it's a double whammy of insecurities and you know, telling you what you're supposed to look like and all of that. So it was really difficult to kind of like still try and encourage her, like you know, morally, you know, be confident, don't worry about what people have to say about you, you know, you're blessed, you know, don't worry about it. And really encourage her to like embrace how she is and how she looks and things like that. So, but yeah, she's been killing it. Like even like she inspires me, because I just see her, especially with TikTok. Because I joined TikTok late. You know, during lockdown, everyone was on TikTok.
Hey, listen, I should have joined the lockdown.
Listen, the amount of people that have millions of followers today is from that lockdown era where everyone was at home on their phones. That was like such a pinnacle moment.
Every generation's got this. I remember my mum was like, she had the opportunity to invest in mobile phones. She was like, but she's just like, what's this? So every generation's got that.
And from time to time,
I could have been what? I'd have been Jeff Bezos.
I used to put like little look, like when I was doing my yoga classes and that, I used to put it on my story sometimes. But them times there, I wasn't even thinking about it. You know, TikTok was more like dancing.
Dancing, yeah. It was like musically it was before. Because my daughter used to do all these dances and stuff. I think, why is this girl dancing in front of her phone like this?
That's not even after lockdown, I didn't even jump on it.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was very young.
You know what? Every time I used to open it, I remember during the lockdown, I can't remember, I think it was the first one or the second one, that obviously I've seen my daughter on this TikTok thing more and more. And I was like, what is this thing? Obviously it changed from Musically to TikTok. And then I see her on it and stuff like that. And I was like, what is this thing? And I downloaded it on my phone. And I remember the first time I actually opened the app and I'm hearing all this music, all this noise. I was like, no. Closed it immediately. I was like, why is it so loud? Like, to me, it was, I don't know if it's just a millennial thing. But obviously when you open Instagram, it's quiet. Like, it's just pictures.
Yeah.
Open TikTok, video, noise, shouting. Someone's doing something. Someone's saying something. I was like, nah, I can't do this. I should have done it. I should have done it.
No, honestly. So do you know what? One thing I wanted to ask you just before we round up is like, so obviously you've been through like a journey that I feel like a lot of people pour a lot of inspiration from as well. Yeah. And like we have a understanding, but we weren't necessarily in it. But were there any like, I don't know, like Bible verses or things like that you held to throughout your journey that actually helped you or seasonal things?
My favorite Bible verse is Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of those that love God and are called according to his purposes for them. That verse, literally, like every situation I've been through in life, I've been homeless. Do you know what I mean? I've lived in a hostel. I've literally
you tell us that bit, boy.
I've literally gone through so much in my life, especially with my daughter, and so many struggles. But everything works out. Like God has a way of just making all the dots connect. And even where we are right now, where we're able to share our relationship online and people be inspired by our relationship and be inspired by me as a mom, which is something that's crazy to me, especially like just recently, like I said about her graduation, all these people messaging me saying that you're such a great mom and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't really see myself in that way. Like in my mind, I'm literally just winging it. I'm literally just doing what I can and just going with whatever it is that God brings me. And just everything is literally by the grace of God. I don't necessarily see what exactly it is I'm doing, but for some reason, people that are watching me and following my journey, they're seeing what I'm doing. Whereas for me, I'm literally just living, existing. Do you know what I mean? So it's crazy how, you know, looking back and seeing that, okay, I got pregnant at such a young age, I was a teenage mom, and to see how that whole situation has evolved to where we are today, and how God's been able to use that situation to really encourage and bless other people and encourage people in their journey and even in their faith as well, because I will always give the glory back to God. Like it's literally... me being here today is because of God. It's not in my own power or my own strength or my own doing. I'm literally winging it. I'm literally just doing the best I can. And God is doing everything else, like making a way for me, providing. And I just have to give God the glory for everything, for all of it. And it's just a testament to his goodness and who he is as God, that no matter what, even if we find yourself in situations where it was your own doing, you decided to go and have sex and be getting pregnant, but he doesn't hold that against you. When you trust him and you surrender your life, no matter what situation you're in, surrender it to him, you leave room for him to do what he can do through it. And that's definitely been my testimony and my journey, that, you know, yes, that happened to me. Yes, I went through so many struggles, went through really, really difficult times. But in it all, I remained faithful in trusting God. I was determined that no matter what, God is all I have. Like, I have to just trust him. I ain't got nothing else. Like, there's nothing else for me to do. I have to, like, completely give it to him. And he's shown up so much in everything and in so many ways that I wouldn't be able to, you know, write the story. I wouldn't be able to imagine that it would be the way that it is now. Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Chai.
Hey,
that one is...
I was even
took us to church.
I was not, you know.
Yeah.
Listen, Gonna turn off the music on the way home.
Listen,
Just start
thinking,
zoning in, bro. I
reflecting.
gotta lock in.
you start humming to yourself, bro.
honestly.
Start humming some worship song.
Listen, but honestly, it's actually been
been
an
great,
absolute
man. It's been
pleasure
great.
having you on.
Thank
Like,
you.
and the maddest
Really
thing
good.
is, yeah, you know, like when we started thinking about, because we used to record this pod in like my house, in it sort of thing, yeah, and like, we was always like, oh fam, like me, I'm kind of a private person, even though I've been doing what.
There's been a lot of
There's growth, man.
There's been a lot of growth.
But you know what it is, yeah, it's like so one of the things he was talking about is that but if you start getting guests that I don't really know, like I don't really want them in my house and that. But then I remember when we first started talking about guests, yeah, I think like you was one of the first names.
Really?
You was one of the first names.
First
Couple of years ago, innit?
This is
a couple of years ago
time.
still.
It's like 4 or 5
Yeah.
years, like at least 4 years ago now.
Exactly, and it's
Time
like,
ago.
and there was a lot of similarities that I think that we had in our journey. Obviously, even though you're a woman, like that, we felt that you would have shared like an interesting opinion on and all that kind of stuff or perspective on that. We felt like the listeners would want to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, today's just
It's
literally
been very good.
confirmed that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's actually been a very, very good, very, very good
Thank
session.
God.
And
Thank
listen,
God.
we have an open door policy.
Open door.
Oh, okay.
So when
In and
anything's
out, in
getting
and
bad
out.
in the world,
Anytime,
when
anytime.
anything's getting bad in the world, and you have something to say, come and say it.
Yeah,
man.
come and say it.
Listen,
Come
I'll
and
take
say
you
it.
up on the
There's always a
offer.
place,
No,
Yeah.
honestly, but listen, for those that don't know, everyone knows. But
Everyone
just
knows.
in
but
case
just in
one
case
person
they don't
doesn't know.
What's your...
can they
Is
find you?
underscore this is Amina. TikTok, this is Amina. YouTube, this is Amina. This is Amina.
Guys,
is Amina, come on.
guys,
This
this
is
is Amina.
Amina.
So, but yeah, no, honestly, listen, love for coming on, man.
It's been a really good conversation. And it's also such a breath of fresh air to see like young men like you guys. I can see some of a couple of you were married.
Thank God.
We
Yeah.
love
See, I'm
we
on
love
the
to
way,
see.
I'm
Are
on
you
the
married
way.
as well?
I'm engaged.
Oh, we love it. We love it. I think there needs to be more representation of men like you online, because I think it's needed, especially in this generation. So props to you guys as
thank
well
you.
for like being that inspiration that you might not even realize that you are, but keep going, like keep doing what you're doing, because it's definitely needed for sure. So I'm inspired as well, and I'm encouraged, and it's definitely a breath of fresh air to hear you guys talk, especially about God and your journeys and your experiences, your testimonies, your struggles. All of that is needed to be heard, especially from men in this generation. So keep talking, like keep doing
Love,
it.
That's
Appreciate
love
that,
still.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate you still.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. But yeah, guys, love every single time.
Yeah, man. Love.